Yo, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another Casually Chelsea show. Obviously here with RSM, Oliver, maybe more panelists to join later, because I know this show is outside of the regularly normal scheduled time. And I also know that Newcastle and Liverpool start in about a half hour, and I will have that in the background. So if I am mildly distracted, that's why. But yeah, big up to every single one of you, as always.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? The game
Newcastle Liverpool is tomorrow, my guy.
Is it not today? Wait.
Oh no.
It's tomorrow.
I'm double checking. Checking.
It's tomorrow. It's Monday.
I mean,
you know what happened,
thing,
RSM?
no?
You know what happened, RSM? When I checked, it was 2 a.m. this morning, and it said, I think it said tomorrow. So in my head, I thought, okay, cool. I'm gonna go to sleep, and it's gonna be tomorrow. but the rest of the schedule said today. So my bad, Oliver. I even said that to you earlier. Oh my days. Well,
but Madrid is gonna be playing at 3:30. So
all right. So I might. That's for me. I might have to tune into that one then. But yeah, I fucked up there. But big up to every single one of you. Big up to RSM for actually being the smart one in the room. And yeah, smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Check out the links in the description, and also be sure to check out memberships, as there's 4 different tiers starting at 99p. Cool. Then I have no distractions, and maybe some people will actually tune in instead of just watch the show, which I'm sure people are reacting to the United result right now. I guess we'll do a quick little reaction to it. Why not? I mean, the game just happened. It is fresh on our minds. Disappointing for United. I don't see. We talked about this a little bit in the background, RSM, but I do not see a different team than the team I saw last season.
No,
like it's like Cunha or bust. Really, that's really all it looks like.
But the thing is, Cunha was never really that kind of guy. If that makes sense. Like he never had a season where, for example, he did what Palmer was doing first season with Chelsea, right? Where he was dragging pretty much single-handedly a team up the table. Now he never did that. So, bro, I'm telling you, like Cunha is, and the issue is the system isn't helping, bro. It just isn't. And if you're asking Cunha to play as a 9, Cunha needs to be running into space. If you're asking him to receive in the final third, that's a different player. But anyways, scammer, man.
Oliver, did you actually get to watch the game by chance?
I didn't watch the game, but the result doesn't surprise me. The things I've heard about it doesn't surprise me. So, I don't really have a lot to say.
Yeah, it's hilarious because in the beginning of Staffy's stream, I said, I'm here for the crash. And he's like, what crash outs? We're going to win. I don't think he even believed half the things he said. But yeah, no, this team is looking so cooked. And like I predicted, I think they're going to be the most disappointing team, considering United fans are really hyped up on the signings of Mbeumo, Cunha. I mean, Sesko, it's 50-50. There are a few people that didn't want Sesko. And then there's a few that actually didn't mind having Sesko as a project striker, which could still be the case. You never know. But yeah, exactly.
They're lucky they even took anything away from that game, because their goal should not have stood.
Yeah, I think they got a penalty for the same thing. Benoit Badiashile got
No, it was
like that.
The Lenny Euro goal was like he pushed the defender and he pushed the Fulham player in the back.
Two hands into the defender's back. That's what it was.
Yeah,
which is what Benoit Badiashile did when we scored that.
We drew 2-2 to Aston Villa under Poch.
Yeah, and that should have been a win.
Yeah,
but it was disallowed because of the push. But this wasn't disallowed, even though Euro did the same thing. And it's what we go back to every fucking time, people. The inconsistencies of the game and the refereeing in the UK is maybe not even in just the UK, and just the sport in general is shambolic. Is absolutely shambolic. But yeah, it's I won't be surprised, because even in Mbeumo today was not good. I won't be surprised if we see a legitimate downgrade of what output these players had in their previous teams now that they've come to United. Like, United is like this is, I think this season is going to prove even more that United is just sucking the talent out of these people. Pause. So it's we'll see. We're here to laugh at it, to be honest. Because Chelsea, we're doing good, and we get to talk about lighthearted shit like the first topic of today's show, Leagues. You know, Chris isn't here, so it is what it is. But we had a little bit
for next season.
Yeah, already. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Please, Nike.
I mean, this season's kits are already out, so yeah.
This looks pretty cool if it's accurate. To be fair, the previous footy leaks for the total 91 were somewhat accurate. I think the only difference was instead of like a blue collar, it was the white collar. But it was pretty close.
But wait, but this isn't kit though. Okay, so it's not a kit leak. That's what I was surprised about.
Nike to bring back old logo and gray and orange for Chelsea 2026 collection. Okay, so it's a collection thing. It's inspired by the Chelsea kit of 1994-96 and will include pre-match and training shirts, a lifestyle collection, and possibly an anthem jacket, but not a kit. Oh, okay. Yeah. See, guys, sometimes I'm so quickly preparing this show that I don't get a chance to read this, but I'm like, okay, I skimmed it. It looks like this is news. Let me go on. But this looks cool. Honestly, I've had the chance to actually like sit down and go through the Megastore and like look at some of like the other stuff that they sell outside of just the kits. Yo, Chelsea have some good gear, and not actually bad prices either for that stuff. Like, obviously, people are gonna be upset with, you know, the price of kits every year that goes up, especially if you're in the States now and you have to buy it from the Megastore in the UK. The tariffs now have been added on to the price, which makes what used to be like $150 kit, maybe $140 kit, now near $200, which is insane to me. But yo, Chelsea have some good fashionable shit, and if they're basing it off of this, like I like this look, I like this color scheme. Yeah, there's not really much to say about this unless you guys want to add some input. Or maybe some suggestions. I don't know.
I think it'll be interesting. I want to see how retro they go.
Is there a particular retro kit you're looking for them to go into?
No, I mean, there's going to be 1994, 1995. So it's going to be within that year. But I'm saying, like, how are they going to execute on the retro style? That's what I'm looking for. Because, like, one of the things that people really like, for example, about, like, older stuff is it tends to be a bit more baggy, right? It wasn't as tight. It wasn't as this, that. If they go that route, that's fire. I would like that. But
do you like... Oliver, were you going to say something? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to basically say I'm a sucker for the retro stuff. So, you know, I have no complaints about this. I think the logo looks great.
Yeah, orange Dutch. I mean, Chelsea had an orange kit not too long ago. Let me see. Chelsea orange. I think it was like a third kit or something. Let me see if I can just find it. It was like, it's a pretty sick kit, actually. Adidas made it. Here, I'll pull it up right now. I actually really want this kit. Like that's a pretty goddamn sick kit.
Fire.
Yeah. No name on the back, but like, yeah, Chelsea have had orange in their kits before. Actually, this is a really, really nice kit. God damn, man. I said that, but I'm going to say it again. And they had it in long sleeve, which is crazy. RSM, you ordered a third kit, you said?
No. What, the third kit? No, not yet. I remember I said I was going to, because of the terrorists, so I was going to get, Ahmed to handle that for me.
Okay, but is anyone going to get a long sleeve kit? A long sleeve home kit, because I've not seen enough of that.
Yeah, I am gonna get to, but I'm gonna wait probably towards whenever we end up getting a sponsor. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point, to get a sponsor on it.
Because I already have this one without a sponsor, so the next one I'll probably get a sponsor.
Yeah, I want to get the away. I gotta move quick because I want the away kit without a sponsor.
No sponsor. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the cleanest one I want without a sponsor, but I might have to wait till it comes to the US. But oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. Speaking of sponsor, this had to do with the kit thing. All right, hold on, let me pull it up. All right, cool. So Matt Law, I'm told with great confidence that there will be a front of shirt sponsor this season, that it will be a long-term sponsor. I think the number of companies they're in serious talks with has come down a bit, so not as many companies, obviously, because our price went up, right? We weed out a few of the not so serious companies, but Riyadh Air looks like it's like the biggest like contender in this conversation. But yeah, there are still people that are looking for shit to complain about, and obviously this is like the biggest talking point. Like, I even saw a tweet earlier today. It was like 100 days without a sponsor, and it's like, well, that's not true, because Moises Caicedo just had his 100th game, and I've seen him wear Infinite Athlete, and I've seen him wear the Mac. So what are we doing here? Like, this is absolutely ridiculous agendas that people have.
Man. I ain't gonna lie, it was funny though to see somebody like Caicedo's first game, no sponsor. Caicedo's 100th game, still no sponsor. That was a funny picture, bro.
No, it is. But like, I don't mind. Listen, at the end of the day, sure, it'd be nice to have a sponsor, right? Like it kind of, at this point for Chelsea fans, symbolizes, oddly enough, I don't know why, but I can see why. It oddly symbolizes, financially we're doing okay because we have a front of shirt sponsor, but financially we're doing okay without it. It doesn't seem like it's that dire that, if it was that important, I feel like these owners would have already settled for something. And I feel like actually a lot of fans prefer the kits without the sponsor anyways. I don't know if you feel that way, Oliver. I know you're just doing back end.
Yeah, sorry, can you repeat that? I cut out for a minute.
Yeah. I was just saying, do you prefer the kits with or without the sponsor? Do you really care about this whole sponsorship with, deal that's going on? Taking too long?
Aesthetically, I don't care, but we're in the real world and there's money attached to it, so I do care from that point of view.
Yeah, all right. I mean, fair enough. I still think like we're making money regardless of it. Obviously, we'd be making more with it, but who knows? It could be also like planned spending, right? So you never know. Because these clubs oftentimes are like, oh, we're not going to sign this player until this day, so it counts towards the books last year, and now we're going to do this because now it counts towards the books this year. Considering I think we're at a net zero as of today. We'll get to that a little later, but it could even be something like that. I don't know. I was just throwing out a hypothetical, but all right, let's go into another topic, which hey, we got to always come back to this man, Willie Issa. So a few little lighthearted things that I want to talk about before we ramp into like the big news that dropped today. So we have a little bit about inside scoop of Willie Issa. So Willie Issa says is wow, holy, can't speak. Okay, I'm back. Willie Issa's stay is set to continue at Chelsea, having returned for preseason with the players. Chelsea's mentality monster has already had an impact. His next task will be helping to make sure the world champions do not think their work is done yet. I'm all for that. We continue on. Willie Issa is there for every session, every journey, every game. On the pitch for the warm-up, by the tunnel at full time, to shake each player's hand as they exit. He is there to listen and to talk. And then internally, Chelsea have again set top 4 finish in the league as their main target, which that's fine as a very bare minimum, but obviously as fans, we want to see more. I saw a tweet earlier that apparently like Willie Issa was there when a fan got too close to Enzo and he broke it up and split up immediately. I was like, bro, is this guy how many Willie Issas exist? How many times have they cloned this man? This guy's just everywhere, like just watching, all knowing, all seeing. Like what the hell? I mean, I do appreciate this guy, and the Issa aura shook me, a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, Willie Issa, the aspirations for this season. I mean, do you guys think that this is kind of a silly question, but I'll throw it out there. I think we all know the answer, but do we think that this season, mentality wise, we're going to go into it similar to last season where Maresca kind of downplaying it a little bit and saying, listen, managers, owners told me top 4. We're gonna try to do a deep run into the Champions League, or do you think this season we change it up and say we're going to challenge? This season's going to be different.
You know, I think maybe before the Club World Cup, the intention was to put on a really good challenge and be very strong in the Prem. But I think Maresca has also been very clear with the reality that like the players are wrestling with the very, very shortened break that they had. I mean, we see it, right? Palmer has been pretty much injury free. The fact that he, sat out a game, I think the only time he's missed a game has been like illness, pretty much. Anytime that he's not ill, he's played. Yeah. And even then, there was times where he was like half. I remember he like ran down the tunnel because he had the shits. So it's like, I don't doubt his commitment to want to play. So the fact that he sat out willingly just leads me to believe that this is probably gonna take, especially the first Crystal Palace game, like. The preseason is all nice, but at the end of the day, there is no substitute for the type of intensity and the quickness of the pace that the game is played with in the Prem. So I think, like I said before, I think maybe before the Club World Cup, they wanted to be a lot better in the league, but I think they're a bit more allowing of the fact that maybe we're not going to be as consistent enough to challenge for the league. But I do think that they expect to go far in the cups. That's UCL, Carabao, and FA Cup. Because of the fact that they proved that we can do that in the Club World Cup and we did it in the Conference League. So they're probably expecting something similar.
Yeah, I could see that. Oliver, do you share the same opinion or does yours differ?
What, in terms of like the mentality?
In terms of mentality wise, do you think that going into the season, obviously considering the factors of what happened over the summer, do you think going into the season it's similar to last season where we're trying to tame the expectation a bit? Obviously, get top 4, be content with that, and make a deep run into Champions League? Or do you think this season, Maresca, Willie Issa are now telling the players like, yo, if you guys really put your head into it, we could actually challenge for the league. We could actually go into the final of UCL, all that stuff.
I mean, in terms of Maresca specifically, I think he wants the lead. Because I don't see why else he would be asking for another centre-back, as it seems. I think with the centre-backs that we have, minus Levi Colwell for the ACL injury, we can still get top 4. So him wanting a centre-back, I think that's a push for at least the challenge for the title from Maresca.
Yeah, but I don't disagree. I mean, I think... The way I see it, I think Maresca is going to actually try to push for the title. Because that's the other thing, too. Like, I felt like last season, what he said publicly isn't actually what he was saying in the locker room. Like, I feel like in the locker room, he was trying to, he would tell the players, like, listen, I might say this in front of the press, but just understand it's to take pressure off of you or to really push you and challenge you. And, like, but I really do believe this and that. Like, I'm not going to say he's...
Also, he admitted that already. He admitted that before the West Ham game.
Oh, yeah, what did he say? I'm sorry.
That whole F off comment he did?
Yeah.
He literally said, like, he said in that, he he told the players before the Forest game, "You make top 4, I'm gonna say this, and I've got your back." Sort of
He did see that.
Oh shit! I didn't see that. That's hilarious, actually. Hold on. I mean, now that you mention it, I got it.
Because too young, because not experienced, and unfortunately for them, they have been all wrong. All the ones, that they have the truth and they have the answer for everything. So in English, I would say F off to all of them.
Yo, that line never gets old. It's great. Oh my days, I love it. But yeah, it's yeah. So I mean, that kind of proves my point, right? Like he says things to the players, obviously in the locker room, that is probably different than what we hear in the media. But people are always gonna run with what he says in the media and stuff. Like you gotta take some truths out of it, but you gotta take some parts of it with a pinch of salt. Like I can't genuinely sit here and believe you're actually telling the players like, yeah, we're not ready, we're not gonna make top 4. Like, bro, I could believe Potter probably said some shit like that. Potter's probably saying stupid shit like that to fucking West Ham, like, hey boys, it's okay, you can't win them all. Like, what the fuck? It's like, yeah, no, this guy is definitely made differently. I think he's definitely pushing the players in the background, and I think even Willie East is playing a part in that, man. Like, just hyping up these players and making them strong mentally. Like, I'm actually really happy this Willie East guy. Like, it's really has the team. It really has turned around ever since he's joined. And I don't know how much credit goes to him, but he gets credit regardless. Like it's big. So, you mentioned Palmer, RSM. So actually, let's get into some news here, which is an update we have on the Palmer injury situation. So I don't think we have the scans come back yet, but we have had.
I mean, they said Tuesday, I think.
Yeah. I see a fly in my room. Okay. Palmer could not finish the warm-up and walked off early with fitness coach Estevao was called immediately to replace. And then what we heard here, Maresca, it's Cole's right groin. Let's see what in the next hour. Cole played against Palace, not 100%. He made a big effort for the club and fans in that game. Now, before anyone says, oh, why is he playing him injured? It's not black and white, people. Like, sometimes the players, you saw Fofana, for example, sometimes the players won't admit they're hurt and will play with the injury and then maybe admit it afterwards. Like this stuff happens. But Tuesday, you said, RSM, we're going to have scans and analysis and results.
I feel like that's what I saw somewhere that's what was reported, that like Tuesday we're going to get the scans. Okay.
Well, hopefully it's nothing too serious. Hopefully it's something with like, bench him for 3 games or something and he'll be fine, or a rehab or whatever. Because we proved against West Ham, we don't necessarily need Cole Palmer to win games. I mean, we kind of knew that last season as well, right? But we've now been fluid and flexible enough with our lineups that we can still play ball and decent football as well without Cole Palmer in the lineup.
I think there was something even more significant than that as well. Like, not just Cole Palmer, but listen, as bad as West Ham were, you got to remember Reece James also wasn't playing either. So that's our two best players out, and we destroyed them.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I mean, people forget a lot about Reece's impact in the team, and including myself. I actually just forgot too. Like, it's been like I love him when he's on the pitch, but also like I don't miss him anymore like I used to miss him. Like, I remember there were games like, fuck, without Reece James, we cannot win under Tuchel. And obviously having him bolsters the squad big time, but it's nice to know that Chelsea can still do and function and do okay without Reece. And same thing goes with Palmer. Both players not on the pitch, like Oliver just suggested. And
throw Colwell in stat as well, because he's got his ACL.
Oh yeah, that's true as well. Yeah, Colwell is another one that Tosin fulfilled the job. He did just fine in that game. And yeah,
Tosin was great from what I saw. Honestly, he was great. I don't know what the fuss is with him and what people don't like about him. He's good enough.
Yeah, people have a weird agenda on Tosin. It's like I said, like people had this. I've said the same thing about Sanchez. I said the same thing about a lot of players, but like people, once they develop this perspective on a player, they're not willing or fathom even changing their mind about him. So with Colwell, there's some people, even with Colwell, to be honest, there are some people that still don't even respect Colwell like that. Like they're like, yo, this guy provides nothing, just because he started off the season pretty shaky and then ended the season on a very high. But same thing with Tosin. Tosin didn't start off the season very well, and then you saw towards the end he started to be more consistent. He started to be more reliable, and started to play better. But people can't wrap their heads around that. They can't fathom. No, this is still the same shit player I saw in the beginning of the season. Well, fuck me then. Like, I guess Ryan Cherky is shit and Johnny Reinders are shit because they're starting the season off like shit. It's based off of yesterday's games against Spurs of all teams.
Oh well.
So yeah, can't fathom changing opinions on that. But yeah, I went on a tangent there, my bad. But like, yeah, I'm pretty content with the team and the depth we have. And it's gonna, and listen, that's why we have Isugo. That's why we have Santos. That's why we brought in the likes of João Pedro and these guys, so that in case these players do get hurt, which we all were scared we're going to get hurt at some point, we have backup. We have depth that can fill in. And when they do come back, we don't have to rush them back to try to win games. And on top of that, they can properly, like Lavia, right? And we're hoping this season Lavia has a better season than last, where he's more available. Like Lavia, take your time, fully recover, do the same treatment as Reece, do the same treatment as I think what was the one that was quoted? It was Reece and who about Lavia? Fuck, I think they mentioned Badiashile or someone else in there. But essentially the same treatment as Reece, where like you're now running him to the ground, you're letting him properly heal so that he Neto. Sure, I think it was Neto as well. We're like, you're
not, something like that.
You're not running them down to the ground, so that knowing their injury history, so they could be more available for the season, and potentially actually properly heal, so that if you do need to rely on them on a back-to-back game or 3 games in a trot, they're durable because you're not risking their injuries. So if that's why we get depth for, then so be it. Use the depth for that reason. Get these players 100% fit so they can come back to the team 100% fit, 100% ready to go, and 100% ready to go for like December time, for example, where we're going to need a lot of players, 2 games, 3 games in a trot, like 2 games in a week, 3 games in a week. So I'm all for it. Speaking of playing players to the ground, let's actually get into a little bit of a side tangent here. Enzo and Caicedo, they had a bit of an interview. I have some clips, not some clips, but I have some bits of it, quotes of it, and I wanted to bring it up because I really like the mentality, and it's great to see them both doing an interview together. But these guys, like the mentality, going again off of what Willie Issa, we just talked about him. It's great to see what they're saying and how they think. So Enzo saying here, I think Chelsea are going to be one of the best Premier League teams. I don't know when, not now, but we will do it. We will achieve it. He told Sky Sports. And Caicedo, I 100% agree. As Enzo said, for sure, it will be time. And those who don't believe us will end up doing so. Cold. Caicedo also said, for sure, I'm going to try and play even better than last season. I have hunger for more. I have always said I don't have limits. The sky is the limit. I'm going to work hard and keep achieving a lot of things for this amazing club. A few more tweets to add on to this part is that Enzo Fernandez has 0% chance to join PSG despite reports. Enzo trusts Chelsea project even when it was going bad. He is not leaving and he is very happy. Apparently Fikaji has reported that they were willing to pay 150 for Enzo, but we're not entertaining it. And then Chelsea started contact at the beginning of the summer over a contract over Moises Caicedo. A new contract could be a topic soon, which we haven't heard anything about this yet, but I'm sure Cucurella just got a new contract. I'm sure Moises Caicedo is on the edge of getting a new contract as well. We'll probably talk about that when that does happen. And he deserves it. Both of those players deserve it. Both of them were like, we nominated both of them, obviously one more than the other, for player of the season.
Pivotal man.
Some people voted Cucurella. Cucurella obviously, got his contract done. He deserves it. And Caicedo probably going to get his done very soon. And he deserves a contract boost as well, considering the season he's had. And it's kind of scary to think And I've mentioned this a few times, right? Even though we've seen how good Caicedo and Enzo are right now, bro, they're not even in their prime. They're only going to get better. And that's scary for any opposition team. As the man with the Caicedo background right now, I'm sure you have a few, choice words about, speak to the rivals. The mic is yours,
that's my dog, bro. Like, I don't know to tell you, I think something I am very interested in is I think these are the first players that we are getting to see new contracts for, in terms of the age bracket for Cucurella. Because he's like, what, 27 now?
He just turned 27, yeah.
27? So I'm really interested to see what's the money on that, what's the length of the contract, et cetera, because this is probably going to be the template moving forward. So that's just that real quick on Cucurella. Like, I'm really interested to see what happens. But for Caicedo, I mean, I've said it before, and I'll say it a million times. For me, I think he's the best DM in the world. Rodri's injured. Rodri has shown me nothing to say that he's going to take that mantle back from Caicedo. So as far as I'm concerned, he is the best DM in the world right now, bar none. And I think, and I said this before, people, obviously say like, oh, he's a shin kicker. All he does is that. And I think anybody who watches him week in, week out knows that he's a lot more than that. I think, if we're saying Conte is like, in terms of tackling and the engine that he has, he's like 100, then Caicedo is 95. But in terms of passing and vision, he's above Conte. It just, in my personal opinion, I think he's a way better passer than Conte was. And when I look at him play for Ecuador, and I've told everybody this too, like, he has a pass in him. Like the ball over the top, or just to slide somebody in so they can, do that run into the box. He has that on lock. And I think he's one of the best players in the Premier League. I think he's one of the best players in the world. And I already said this before. But I said this before. I didn't even think we were going to make it to the final to face PSG. But even before the Club World Cup started, I said people are going to realize the level of player Caicedo is when we're in the UCL and he's clamping up these midfields that people are saying is the best. This is that. I remember people saying like, oh, what is Caicedo going to do against Pedri? Trust and believe he clamping Pedri. Like, I have no doubt there's not a midfield in the world that Caicedo can't clamp. There's nothing you can tell me otherwise, bro. I mean, his worst performance last season was a 6, maybe. He was pretty good last season, and I think he's going to only hit more levels. I think him and Enzo have. I think it's not only him and Enzo, but I think it's also down to Maresca's system as well. They look a lot better together. I mean, that pivot. I guess it's before. I think we have the best midfield in the world. I think if you want to say other midfields, I say we're tied. You Palmer, Enzo, Caicedo. Give me a midfield 3, bro. Give me your midfield 3. On God, give me your midfield 3.
I think that's the best midfield 3 right now in the world. I'll say that with chest. I have no shame in saying that. Like when fit, obviously. Like, let's see what Lavia comes back as. But even if you don't want to, because it's that fight, right? Like, do you want to consider Palmer as part of the midfield, or is he an attacker? So even without Palmer in that, like,
nah, because it's usually a midfield 3. So that's what I'm saying. Like, show me your midfield 3.
Yeah, no, and I get that, but like, it's a good midfield 3. You could even throw Lavia in there, and it's still a really, really fucking good midfield 3. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like these players are just so damn good. And Oliver, I mean, did you want to have any input on that? Because I actually want to ask you guys something.
Okay.
Oh, no, nothing from me.
All right. The silence is agreement to me.
Yeah.
This is something I've noticed, right? So, insane South American exposure too. Is there... Let me try to build this up. Estevao, João Pedro, Enzo, Caicedo. We just, if you look at the recruitment, right? Paez.
Yeah.
Santos.
Anselmino.
Anselmino. And Ciso. I'm starting to see a lot of South American recruitment. And I'll be honest, I feel like in the last decade, I could be accurate in this. Maybe not even the last decade, maybe the last 5 years.
Sugo's Portuguese.
Yeah.
We're talking South American, guys.
Yeah. I feel like, RSM, I don't know about you, but I feel like in the last decade, the South American talent wasn't nearly as abundant in football as it is now. Like, I feel like we're building up, like the team is looking very predominantly South American now. When you look at how we're building and what we're building towards, do you feel like the field tilt is the field tilt, the balance is now tilting more in favor of maybe South American players are up on the rise again? Because I do feel like the last decade, like I feel like the South American talent has not been there. But now I'm looking at all these players, and especially if you look at, Esteval. People are talking about Esteval versus Yamal. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what it is though? Like, I would argue like there was a whole lost, if you want to call it this way, I like to think about it. Like, and I've spoken about it with a lot of people. Like, there's looking like a lost generation. Like, when you look at the Messi, right? Like the Messi, Cristiano generation. Next was like the Neymar, Hazard, etc. Like those type of age players. They didn't really dominate the game at any point. Like it was people from the Messi, Ronaldo generation that dominated the game, while these guys were supposed to dominate the game. And I think right now we're seeing this resurgence of an actual generational replacement in terms of the type of players that we're seeing. And not only that, I think as teams are going younger and younger, right? I think Chelsea correctly identified, and again, it's also down to the sporting directors we have, right? I mean, these are ex-Brighton sporting directors, right? These are the guys that picked out Caicedo out of Independiente del Valle, right? Before Independiente del Valle really made a big name for itself in terms of being a good development club in South America. These guys noticed, okay, like there's going to be a lot of young talent in South America if we want this certain type of profile, and that's why it doesn't surprise me. I think we spoke about it on the channel a couple months ago, where now there's an Africa division. We have African scouts now, right?
True.
We're not going to wait around for other, and this is something that, I mean, Chelsea, I think, has always done. We're never going to wait around for other clubs to show us the way forward. We're always going to be the ones to forge the way forward. We did that, right? With Roman. We're gonna buy a ton of players. We're gonna do this. We're gonna make a lot of loans for them. Whatever we need to do to get an advantage, we're going to get an advantage, right? And now in this era, people are like, oh, the multi-club model, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, look at Enciso, right? We took Enciso out of Brighton and we said, listen, this is why we're telling the young players, even if you don't make it at Chelsea, having Chelsea on your resume, to say it that way, is already a massive boost that you're not going to get from a Brighton, right? That you're not going to get from some other second-tier club that's trying to sign you.
This is true. Yeah.
And with the way that we've had, in my opinion, a really decent hit rate, because it's not going to be 100%, guys. We're never going to get 100% hit rate on every young player, but the players that we have gotten a good hit rate on, it's been good. It's been decent. I think Esteval is looking amazing. I think Santos has developed wonderfully, right? And I think some of the other young scouting we've been doing has been good. So I do think that we're going in a position in world football where young players are where it's at, and South America has always been a hotbed for talented young players. That's just the fact of the matter. So I would say that this resurgence in South American players is due to the fact that a lot of the academies as well in South America are now full-on fledged academies. Like, these kids are playing football from a young age all the way up to, playing first team football in whatever league, say Argentinian, Brazilian, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I'm happy. I think, South American Chelsea. Bro, listen, all I'm gonna say is we did away with the French court and we're cooking with the South American court. That's all I'm gonna say. Hey, listen.
Oh yeah, true.
Argue with the wall.
Last decade it was French. Yeah.
Argue with the wall. Argue with the wall. Listen, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Fucking A. Yeah, that's a good point. Yes, because the last decade has just been filled with just French talent. And now I feel like, with how Chelsea are building, with how I'm seeing other teams, like even City to an extent, right? Bro, they're recruiting a lot of South American talent. And I mean, listen, I can't say much about Peru. Peru maybe will catch up at some point. Hey, Chile can hold that too. And Bolivia, all right? The trio, okay? We can hold that. But you're seeing the talent coming out of Uruguay. You're seeing the talent coming out of Argentina, Brazil, Ecuador, Colombia. Like, bro, there is a lot of talent coming out of these countries and the academies that I feel like these owners, man, they really got a finger on the pulse of like where the talent's at. And, part of me, if you had asked me 10 a decade ago, like, and you see all these South Americans in the team, but like, bro, but like, what about the Mbeles of the team, or like the Kantes of the world, and like, let's go French and let's go recruit these French players and stuff. Even to an extent, Italian too. There's like a lot of Italian talent. Like, why not go for these guys? And I would have been nervous. Whereas now, like, I'm kind of fighting against that old idea of like, well, like everyone's always built with a lot of mostly predominantly European players, but every now and then you'll get like a really good, like an Alexis Sanchez in there,
bro.
Or like,
you know what? You just came to mind because I forgot. This was another point I wanted to mention. Remember, you were talking about like this is also like South American exposure, right?
Yeah,
bro. I'm telling you right now, this next World Cup, you're going to see Santos. People are going to see Joao Pedro. People are going to see Stevao, and these kids are going to be like, bro, this player. I mean, like, you look at, for example, perfect example, Will. You know, Will, football carnage, Madrid. The only reason he became a Madrid fan is because the first football he really watched was the World Cup, and he fell in love with James Rodriguez, and then James went to Madrid, right? So there's going to be these players that are going to be, bro, I'm telling you, these players are going to be. Bro, exactly.
That was good. That was good. James was good back then. Yeah,
James, that World Cup, bro, especially. I'm telling you, 2014 James for Colombia. Streets will remember. But regardless, I do think like you're going to see that these players. I expect Ecuador to have a big World Cup as well, right? Because you got Caicedo, you got Pacho, you got Incapier, you got like these high level players. You're going to have obviously Argentina, right? Enzo's gonna do well. Maybe Anselmino finally gets a call up, right? Because that Argentinian backline's getting older. People ain't peeping it. The Argentinian backline looking kind of old. And then you look at Brazil, bro. Brazil, he's going to play Santos on God. Obviously, Estevao for me is going to feature in the team. And Joao Pedro is a starting number 9, bro. I'm so sorry. Cunha is not taking his spot. He is the starting number 9. That being the case, I'm telling you, if Joao Pedro balls out, if these players ball out, there are going to be new generations of people and new people in general following the sport. Oh, this guy's a baller. What team does he play for? Chelsea? Oh, let me follow Chelsea. Like, that level of exposure, bro. Like, it's one of those things that it's true, bro. I mean, money can't quantify getting new fans in like that. It's crazy.
No, it's very true. I mean, Oliver or Scott, big up Scott. Welcome to the show. I'll throw it to you guys. Like, how do you guys feel about Chelsea's recruitment going pretty heavily towards like South American talents? Because if you look on any particular day, if Cole Palmer's not available, we have a midfield 3 of just South Americans, like Joao Pedro, who can be in that 10 position, Enzo and Caicedo. Like, you see, I think half of our main starting lineup are South American players. Like, we're now gearing more towards South American recruitment, South American starters and talents versus what it was, I think, the last decade, where it was mostly we're seeking out European talents and so on and so forth. Like, does the shift towards that recruitment make you a little nervous, or are you confident that South America is on a resurgence?
I don't think it's on a resurgence. I think it's always been there.
Fair enough.
Like, City have been doing this like South American thing for time. It's just some of the guys they were signing were kind of dead. But they've been doing this for a long time. Obviously, you got like the big teams and like your Real Madrid, Barcelona. So I think the difference was the Premier League didn't really do it. There wasn't really too many instances of Premier League teams buying young kids from South America, like directly from South America, I mean. And then coming into the Premier League. Like, you had Caicedo, obviously. Outside of that, I'm trying to think of examples and I'm struggling, but like,
nothing high profile.
Yeah, not even necessarily high profile. Just I'm just trying to think of
I guess Julian Alvarez.
Yeah, Julian Alvarez. They kept on loan for a season. Then they did the same with Echeverry. But yeah, I think like you've seen it plenty. It's just not happening in the Premier League. But the South America has always been a hotbed for talent. Like, the talent has always been there. I think you're just seeing the difference is it was always just Brazilian, Argentinian, and Colombian was the difference. Whereas now you're seeing a step up from like Ecuador. You're seeing a step up from Uruguay as well. Actually, Uruguay was another one where there was always talent. But like, you're seeing a step up from a couple of the smaller nations, quote unquote. But I think that's the difference. We're still getting you're still getting the production from Brazil and Argentina because you will continually get production from those countries till the end of time. But now you're getting the production from Ecuador. You're getting more production from Uruguay. You're still getting the production from Colombia.
I mean, even Paraguay, to a certain extent, looks like they're
Paraguay. Yeah, like you're just getting more production from those other countries.
Wait, were you done, Scott? I'm sorry.
Yes, that was the
Oh, okay. Just the way he ended that, I thought he had more to go. Oliver, I'm sure you want to chip in on part of this conversation, or unless, everything was hit on the head.
I'll be honest, I was going to say the same thing, so yeah, we can move on if you want.
We don't have to unless you want to say something, but yeah. It's nice to see it, and like, for me, it's got pretty much what Scott said. I feel like, especially La Liga, it's always kind of been there, but never in the Premier League to this extent. I feel like Premier League, at least for the last 10 years, is predominantly European talent, especially from the French league and so on and so forth. But yeah, it's nice to see a trend now go towards South American players, or at least giving South American players more of a chance and actually seeing some really good talents. Like, in my head, I never really thought that there'd be, how do I word this? Like, I didn't expect to see a talent like Stevao anytime soon. Like, to go from Ronaldinho, and no disrespect to Neymar, right? Like, to go from Ronaldinho to, I guess, how Brazilians see Neymar, like, that's kind of like the last best talent they had. And a lot of Brazilians would probably tell you, like, he can't even, like, tie their shoes, which is their opinion and stuff. I mean, that's a whole different debate. But now I'm seeing Stevao and I'm thinking, holy shit, like, that Brazil may be going back in the right direction of producing ballers again. Like, they just, you have Santos as well, who is a solid midfielder. It's, I'm starting to see the trend go in the right direction, which is good for South American ball, because I think South American ball for the last decade, before Argentina won the World Cup, it hasn't been as dominant as it used to be. And I don't think I'm saying anything controversial when I say that either. But okay, cool. Let's go on to this real quick. So obviously, everyone knows Chelsea have a certain amount of loan spots. So let's actually get caught up to speed with what's going on with those loan spots. So let me go ahead and look at this right now. In total, Chelsea are looking to sign and sell and loan 13 players in 12 remaining days, with negotiations, legal documents, and medicals all needing to be done, drafted, organized to allow moves to go through. So 13 players in 12 remaining days is kind of crazy. We continue on. My bad. Come on. There we go. Chelsea have used 5 of their 6 international loan spots after reaching an agreement with Dortmund for Aaron Anselmino, which we'll talk about very soon. David Washington still at Santos. Actually, that's kind of crazy. I didn't know that. Kendrick Paes to Strasbourg, Penders to Strasbourg, Mamadou Sarr to Strasbourg, and Anselmino to Dortmund. So we have one more spot left. I think if I had to name off the top of my head, you got Chilwell, Sterling, Disasi, Fofana, Datro Fofana. Who else needs to leave? I can't think of right now. There's not really.
Sterling.
I said Sterling.
Well, Disasi.
I said Disasi as well. Fofana and Chilwell.
Sanchez needs to leave. He's not going to, but he needs to.
Jackson.
Oh, Jackson and Kunku. Okay. What was the other one you said just there, Scott?
George potentially and Gilchrist.
Oh, George and Gilchrist. Okay, so there's like
Mudryk, but nothing's going to happen there yet.
Yeah, Mudryk, you need to wait for that. Yeah, you have to wait for that court case to come to finalization. So there's what, like 7 or 8 in total right there that need to leave. It seems pretty doable. I'm I'm surprised. I didn't expect this going into this summer transfer window. We considerably did a fantastic job in trimming the squad and selling players. Like, I thought we would sell players, don't get me wrong. I just didn't think we'd be this good at it. Like, I thought we would maybe get half of it. We got more than half done. We have 8 players left to get rid of. 8 players compared to what we had in the bloated squad last season. Like, bro, like we made significant progress. Any thoughts on the transfers that need to be made?
I just think that something needs to appear out of thin air very quickly, because I look at Sterling, I look at Chilwell. There's not been a single link to my mind that I can remember.
Sterling's at a
so I know obviously things can come out of nowhere, and they have done before, but we've just got to keep our fingers crossed that it's another one of those.
Yeah, what'd you say, Scott?
I'd say Sterling's had a couple, but it's probably not going anywhere.
Yeah, he's had some links. We've had some links with a few players, actually. If anything, let me.
I know Disasi's had interest from within the Premier League.
Yeah, Disasi's had interest from both inside and outside the Premier League. Chilwell's had basically no interest. Actually, no. Chilwell's had a very, very small bit of interest from Turkey, I think. Gilchrist, I don't think has had anything. Carney's obviously just gone. Fofana's had interest from Toulouse and Nice, I think. Who else did I say? George has had interest from like 5 or 6 clubs at this point. And I think that's it.
Good point, Deadwood, but yeah.
No, but he's probably part of that group that's going to leave. Oh, and then Nkunku and Jackson have had their respective interests from different parties.
Of course.
Yeah, let's actually, while I'm here, I'm just rearranging some things here. Since we brought up some of these outgoings, I figured I might as well bring up these. So let me just do this real quick. Do that. Okay, cool. All right. So we'll do this. Some random ones. I'm gonna say random because I don't think anyone's really paying that close attention to it. And to be fair, one of these already might be done. The other one I think is still in a work in progress. So I'm going to start off with this one. I bet you guys are not going to guess who I'm going to talk about. Boom. Alex Matos. Yeah. A lot of Chelsea fans don't even remember he's at Chelsea. But Alex Matos is nearing a permanent departure from Chelsea. I don't remember where he's going, but we move on to Alfie Gilchrist. Chelsea have held talks with Derby County over a move for Alfie Gilchrist. Chelsea have held talks with Derby County over a move of Alfie Gilchrist. And Alfie Gilchrist is expected to be sold to a championship club before the transfer deadline, September 1st. Not sure if there's been any progress on this been made yet, but we're getting close. Exactly. Yeah, people forgot Alex Matos was still at Chelsea. I thought he got sold last season. I'll be so honest.
No, it was a loan to Oxford.
Yeah, I totally forgot that he was still at the club. And then Alfie Gilchrist is still here too. I thought he already got his transfer dealt with early in the season, but apparently not.
Yeah, he was loaned to Sheffield United and then didn't play for half the season.
Yeah. I mean, does anyone really care about these players staying at Chelsea? Like,
nope.
I know. They might be.
They're not going to make the first team.
So nobody's crying over Alfie Gilchrist, the next JT from the academy. No. Okay.
Nope.
No one in the chat. Secret Alfie Gilchrist lovers. No Alfie lovers in the chat. Okay.
There was plenty in the pod season though, but all right.
Marshall, you're off schedule. They're not here yet. They're not here.
I am not a clown.
Anyways, all right. That being said, did I catch it? Fuck, stupid fly in my room. Okay, let's we go on to the next one then, because this is maybe more relevant. Sterling's leaving, maybe, hopefully. All right. So in terms of Sterling news, I have the following: West Ham entered the race to sign Sterling from Chelsea this summer. Fulham and Crystal Palace are among other Premier League sides with interest in the ex-England international, as well as Juve, according to Alex Crook. We continue on. West Ham are the clubs keeping tabs on Raheem Sterling. TalkSport understands Fulham and Crystal Palace are among the other Premier League sides with an interest in England international, as well as Juve, and Sterling's preference would be to stay in London. I could see Crystal Palace going for a loan. Anyways,
Makes no sense.
Fulham are considering making a move to sign Raheem Sterling for Chelsea. Sterling has 2 years remaining on his Chelsea contract and has been training with the loan group. Sources maintain he has remained positive and professional. The fact is Sterling is paid over $300K a week by Chelsea and is the biggest hurdle for clubs to overcome. A little mistake there from Bowley, unfortunately. And then Chelsea are prepared to consider loan proposals for Raheem Sterling, according to Matt Law. You're saying Sterling to Crystal Palace doesn't make sense?
Yep. Sterling to anywhere at this point doesn't make sense. Like anywhere in the Premier League.
No, listen, if we manage to get him a permanent move to a Premier League club, just know we scam that club.
Oh, 100%.
Just know we scam that club.
Marshall, look at those teams linked. Fulham are already looking at 2 other wingers that are better than him currently to sign ahead of him. West Ham have a better winger there currently. He's injured, but when he's fit, he's already better than Sterling.
Mm-hmm.
And Palace replacing Eze with Sterling. Sorry? Pardon?
Question mark.
They need someone.
Yeah, that ain't the one.
This is a perfect time to use the soundboard, man.
Facts.
He's got to go somewhere, man. Someone's gonna.
No, he has, bro, but the issue we've got is he wants to stay in London. I think that's pretty much confirmed at this point. The places you can send him to in London are few and far between, and every club we're trying to sell him to or could send him to either have a better option ahead of him in terms of they're looking to buy, or have a better option ahead of him in their squad.
You can take Arsenal off the list because they've just had him and they won't take him back.
I don't see what. Hang on, let me look at the Premier League for a second.
Spurs won't take him.
Well, okay.
No.
I'll say this. I'll ask this actually. I know the problems with Sterling, and I think one of his biggest problems is the fact that he doesn't suit this. I think a part of the problem is he doesn't suit this era of football anymore. I think Sterling is a profile of player, much like how Eden Hazard was, in terms of like, bro, give me the ball and I'll just do everything. But he's also not on the right side of 30. Or actually, no, he is on the better side of 30.
No, he is. He just started his career really early.
29,
Yeah.
30.
He was a kid.
Yeah. Do we think that's part of the problem with Sterling? Is that it's just the profile doesn't seem to fit a lot of football teams anymore?
The thing is, even when he was good at Liverpool, but the way that Pep uses players and uses them in a certain system is unlike any other manager in the world. So you are never going to be able to get as much out of a player, very unlikely, as Pep Guardiola did. This is why I always think it's a bad idea to buy any players that have been under Pep Guardiola for an extended period of time, because you're never going to get the same player you thought that you saw at City.
The only caveat to that is unless they showed something before they went there, like Jack Grealish, for example.
Yeah, like
Everton. But even then, bro, the Grealish that we saw is never coming back the same way we did. Like the old
I think he can at Everton. I think that's
he's going to be a good player. He's not going to hit the highs again. But what I will say though is for Sterling, it's just kind of over and done with, because I think if he was younger and maybe had a bit more pace, like the type of winger he is, where he like a bit when he was younger, especially a bit quicker on the dribble, right? Can run at players, bro. That's like Doku. That's what Doku does at City right now. Yeah, on God, Doku is just younger Sterling, but Sterling is just too old, I think, to be doing that at the Prem at the moment, bro. I don't really see where he's at, because even look at Sunderland, you look at Leeds, bro. Like those guys can run, bro. Sterling's not pace merchanting those teams anymore.
There's definitely a problem, but I think the even bigger thing, and we saw it at Chelsea, was his lack of decision making. Not having the pace, where that comes in, his pace can't even bail him out anymore. So he's just a bad decision maker and he's got no legs.
Let me just clarify something. I think everyone on the panel understood what I meant. I'm not saying Sterling is similar to Hazard. I'm just saying a style of player, like a Maverick kind of player. And even then, I feel like saying this, no, Sterling was a back post merchant in his prime. I feel like that's a little disingenuous. Yes, he scored a lot from the back post, but Sterling could beat a man. Like Sterling was a problematic winger in his prime. Yeah, like I feel like let's not linger too much on recent Sterling, and also remember like what Sterling was in his earlier career.
He was second in Europe to Messi for goals of one season, I think. So
that's insane. I didn't know that. That's actually insane. Holy shit. But
but he's this stage in his career, I don't even know what the right move for him is, because
I feel like if Everton didn't go for Grealish, he probably could have done decently there.
Because in London though,
and Jai's better than him, and suits him better. That. This is the issue that he's got. Is like I'm looking at the teams he can go to, and people can disagree with this. Like I'm looking at the teams and I'm going, okay, you're a team in the Premier League in London. Brentford, who are Tara, their new signings, already better than him. And Sade actually performed to a good level last season and has the ability to become better than Sterling's current level. Quickly, might I add. So that's them out the window. Then you look at Palace. Like I just said, he's more of a winger than a 10 anyway. And that's a stupid replacement for Eze because you're not going to get anywhere near the same level that you would have got from Eze. And from the looks of things, they're looking at that El Canoes kid from Leicester. And again, you're looking at a guy who has to be third string in that attack. So you're going to go for someone who could potentially have the same kind of pathway that Eze did when he first joined from QPR, sorry. Arsenal not taking him back. Fulham are looking at, I forget his name, the dude at AC Milan, the Nigerian guy. And they're looking at a Brazilian from Shakhtar ahead of him. Because again, the pathway is just clearer there. Tottenham already have better wingers, and West Ham have a better winger that's currently injured. And again, you look at the team that played us the other day. Where does Sterling fit?
They play a 3-5-2. They're that wingers.
He's not better than Paqueta. He's not better than Bowen. You can play him up front instead of Fulkrug.
No.
There's no spot for him in the Premier League if he wants to play at a London team. If he's willing to expand, then we can talk. But then you're really looking at like bottom of the barrel in the Premier League.
So are we essentially saying? Are we essentially saying that Sterling is kind of forcing himself to run down his contract?
Oh, he's going to be here till the end of his contract.
With these conditions, yeah.
It's impossible to sell him at this point. Unless you scam a club.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, unless you scam a club, and the only club I can see you have the ability to scam that fits the criteria of where he wants to go to is West Ham. Like you could probably sell him to West Ham. I think that would be the last straw for a lot of West Ham fans. Like I think you might see in the news
that would be a West Ham sign. You can't like that. That would.
It would be, and it would get them relegated. Real talk.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
You're like, all right, we lost Kudus. Welcome Sterling.
Fucking hell.
Sometimes you just have
I might actually start feeling sorry for them, you know. I might actually start feeling sorry for them.
Listen, when you put it like that, that's how you understand. Really you gotta put it plain and simple. Exactly like that. So people understand what clubs be doing. Nah, but what I was gonna say too is this is also one of the things that I think, by the way, that probably screwed over. You know how like we keep hearing this, like, oh, you know, there's a disagreement between Boli and what Iqbali want to do, etc., etc. They could easily point to, listen, Boli, when you were in charge, you got big name players. You got us Mudryk, shite. You got us Sterling, shite. You re-signed Cho, like you can point to a ton of decisions that he made that did not work out. Like that's probably not working in his favor in terms of having decision-making player at the club.
Do you know what I will say though about Sterling? I think he has and you can see it from this window, for all of his faults, and there are many, he at least has a tiny bit of upside. Chilwell has none. Like literally nothing. Like, his career in the Premier League is finito.
I would argue at the top flight, bro. Like he needs to go to like an easier league.
Well, that's what I'm saying, bro. I think Turkey's the only place he's had interest from.
Yeah, that makes sense, bro.
JC, I mean, Welbeck had a chance, but JC cracked me up with this. Can he drive to Brighton? Imagine Sterling taking a commute to Brighton every morning.
Starting where? Over who?
Over Mitoma?
I don't know.
Over Matoma. Did you see what Matoma did today, by the way? This brother got the ball, flicked it up, and then volleyed it. This is in the box. So somebody sends in a cross.
Hit the crossbar.
Yeah, he flicks. Yeah, and it hit the cross. Sterling's not doing that. He's not starting over Mitova.
He's not making the bench. Never mind starting.
No, bro, he barely made the bench at Arsenal.
Hey, run Crystal Palace by me one more time because I zoned out.
Why? Anyways, bro, guys, I gotta head out. Peace out. Take care.
Later. So yeah, Scott, run Crystal Palace. Why
the Crystal Palace thing is, but like number one, he's not really a 10. He's still more of a winger. They don't play with wingers, traditional wingers, I should say.
Okay.
Even though they do have Sarr who plays in there, but regardless. Number two, replacing Eze with Sterling.
Yeah, it's not great.
Just about potentially the worst possible outcome for them.
Yeah.
They're also looking at guys who are a lot younger. They looked at El Canouse at Leicester. They've looked at someone else as well. I can't remember who. They're looking at younger guys because ultimately, whoever that third dude that comes in, unless you're signing someone on the level of an Eze, they're going to be third string in that attack with Mateta and Sarr.
Mm-hmm.
You can afford to take a punt on an El Canouse who has his pathway and his potential.
The higher ceiling there
is way higher in terms of what he could get to is higher than Sterling's current level, and it's higher than Sterling could get to. Like, even if Sterling manages to improve, you're banking on El Canouse becoming better than Sterling could be currently at his best. So that would make no sense. The only team I could think that he could go to in the Premier League is West Ham because they are run so horrifically you might be able to scam them. That's the only team in London. Again, if you're talking outside of London, then we can maybe have a conversation about a few other teams. But even so, it's still few and far between.
I agree, but also history makes me believe that there actually is a shout for Fulham. I feel like Fulham does have a tendency to go for the more, for lack of a better term, like retired players. But I don't know if they've been doing that recently.
They're looking at better players. They're looking at Chukwueze, I think his name is, the guy at AC Milan. They're looking at Kevin, the guy from Shakhtar. Like, they've got guys ahead of him on their list.
Marshall, are you saying that because of Willian and Jimenez?
Willian, Jimenez. I mean, I don't want to disrespect Iwobi. He's been better in recent years, but even Iwobi, the hype that was surrounding Iwobi and
Iwobi was what, 26, 25 when he moved there?
Yeah. And he has that left-hand side now. As far as I'm aware.
He's left or 10. He can play. He play wing.
Oh, okay. He's been doing pretty good for them. So, like, from a starting position, like, I can't see Sterling taking over anyone in that starting lineup, especially the one that just was fielded out today against Manchester United. So it's just
absolutely not.
Just from like how they've shopped in recent history, I can see maybe they go for it, but also that doesn't make sense.
Bro, if Sterling joined Fulham, there'd be a bust up with Robinson because he won't pass him the ball. I swear to God.
Oh yeah. No, I could see that. So yeah, I feel like everything everyone's here is saying is right. It just makes me believe more and more so that he's purposely just trying to run down his contract now at this point.
I don't think he's purposely trying to.
That's not the intent. I don't think that's the intention. He's just not willing to budge on his terms.
And I just don't think there's no interest anymore. Very limited interest. Like, that's the problem with him and Chilwell, is you've got two guys whose ability, is limited, shall we say, at this point. Their contracts are huge. So even if Sterling took a 50% hit on his contract, he's still on 150k.
Yeah.
To put that
into current wage maximum.
But like the way I see it, guys, it's also like I think Sterling realizes.
Sorry to interrupt. To put that into perspective, he would be West Ham's joint highest earner on 50% of his wages.
No, and I get that. The reason I'm inclined to believe he's purposely running it down is because one, just to put my point across. One, was that a sneeze?
No, I went to I found something else. But carry on, and then
So what I was gonna say is, one, I do think he is aware and knows very well that his chances of making it into the England squad are little to none. There are so many left wingers and left forwards ahead of him now, right? So he has really, most players are trying to play so that they can earn their way into the national team and all that stuff. Like, that's the big push in your career, right? Sterling on 300K a week, I'm not saying he's greedy. I'm sure he like puts a lot of that towards his kids. On top of it, he donates and stuff. He does all that charitable stuff. That's, you know, I'm not trying to say he's greedy, but like at this point in his career, it's like, okay, honestly, I can just sit here on 300K a week, do just fine, still live in London with my kids, not have to worry about moving anywhere. There are clubs here. If they're interested, they'll go. But I feel like if he really wanted to play football, I've seen other players take wage cuts. I'm sure he'd be willing to take a wage cut if he wanted to play football, but he's not willing to.
There's just no chance
for, you know.
Again, it's how much of wage cut. Like I just mentioned, 50% of his wages. Like he's already taking a 50% wage cut, and he'd be the highest earner, joint highest earner at West Ham. I should look the noise. He'd be the highest earner at Fulham by £20,000.
Damn.
A week.
Yeah.
Let's just say he moves outside of London, right? Someone mentioned Burnley. Let's just have a look for argument's sake. Oh, he would be their highest earner by over £100,000 on 50% of his wages.
Oh, wow.
Burnley's not going to happen. Yeah, Burnley's
their highest earner is £40,000 a week. Let's just look at Leeds because you know they could maybe do it.
Wait, is that including Kyle Walker?
Yeah, they're apparently fucking bro. He'd be the highest earner at Leeds on 60,000 by 60,000. Wow. Like, even if he took his wages down by a third, he'd still be Leeds' highest earner. So, or to a third, I should say. So this is the issue in terms of you're asking him to take a third of the money he's currently on, which, like, football is a short career at the end of the day, and ultimately, players deserve to get them their money. If they're on a contract, you've offered them that contract because you were an idiot and offered them the contract. They're entitled to their money.
Yeah.
Even on 100K, by the way, he's Fulham's second highest earner.
JB's this is kind of where I'm getting at, right? Go ahead, Scott.
I'll just say, like, there comes a point where with him and Chilwell, trying to sell them is nigh on impossible. Just loan them out. Just send them on loans until their contract finishes and release them from their contract. Like, you cause this, you're gonna have to live with it in terms of with the owners. I mean,
go ahead, Oliver.
No, totally, yeah. And Marshall, just to add on to your point with the England thing, because I think that does extend into the club side of things, because no opportunities at England, so you can't win the World Cup, the Euros. There's no aspirations internationally. And then in terms of club football, the only things he hasn't got on his CV is the Champions League and the Club World Cup, and he ain't getting that move. So, you know, why not sit on it?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if I was in Sterling's shoes, like, and I know these clubs like that aren't Big Six clubs are not going to be willing to pay my wages. Plus, on top of it, even if I have my wages, like Scott said, they'd still not be willing to pay my wages. Big Six clubs, maybe Tottenham, maybe, right? Like, that's I don't even think, because Tottenham are Tottenham.
I don't think Thomas Frank would have him. No,
again, better wingers currently at the football club.
Yeah, Kudus and Johnson are better than him at this stage. And they got Kulusevski as well.
And they've got Odegaard, who actually, like, again, is another one where, like, with the right pathway. Who plays
on the left, though? Odegaard
Johnson plays on the left, and the backup is either Tell or Odegaard.
Yeah, you're right. No, Tell's better. Yep, you're right. But
yeah, and then it's like Savinho as well. So
yeah, exactly, Savinho. But like, yeah, this is what I was saying, right? With Lukaku, like Lukaku was even willing to cut his wages just to get a move. Like, you see, like, the difference in actions. Like, that's why I'm like, I feel like if he really desperately wanted to play football, he would have done what Lukaku did and just, like, get the fuck out of the club.
Different.
You know, But like Lukaku was at the.
I think
to an extent, I think so.
Lukaku had an offer. Lukaku had an offer to play under his previous coach, who has always defaulted to Lukaku whenever the opportunity has arisen that he's won league titles under. Like, if Pep came a calling, if Pep was managing Leeds and came a calling, then I think this scenario would be completely different. I'd agree. But he doesn't. He manages Man City, and he didn't want Sterling. He told him to leave. Like, there is no other manager that Sterling has worked under to have that much success that is going to want him at this stage in his career.
Yeah.
That he's currently managing, I should say.
And just on the Lukaku comparison as well, I think it's different where Lukaku's in the very unique position as a footballer where he's the top scorer in the history of his country. So he's going to want to pad his legacy as that and stay fit and be playing for Belgium and score as many goals as he can in his career so that he can, you know, in his aspiration will be to never be overtaken in that regard. Sterling's not going to be that for England. He never was, and he isn't now.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I think it was a good discussion on Sterling. Really puts a lot of things into perspective. Like, I
don't even think he's the issue, though. I'll be honest. I think Chilwell's the bigger issue, like I said.
Chilwell is more concerning.
There's legit no interest in Premier League from Sterling because I think I may have said this on another stream, but Alexis put a tweet out like a couple of weeks ago about like who does Sterling start for in the Premier League? Legit one team, maybe at a push.
Yeah, it's really concerning that there's absolutely no interest for Chilwell at all.
It's not concerning. It's expected. This guy is a terrible footballer.
It's concerning in a sense of like,
before the injuries, he was limited in certain things. The injuries have highlighted those limitations to the nth level. Like, he is a woefully bad footballer coming off multiple serious injuries. He is basically at this stage in his career only really capable of playing one type of system, which only a handful of teams in this league currently play, all of which already have players that are better. West Ham have Diouf. Wolves have that new guy they've just signed. I don't know whether he's actually good or not. I haven't watched him play. Who else plays a three at the back system?
United have Dorgu.
Fulham, when they do play, have Robinson. When they do play the back five, I mean. Like, who else plays the back five that I've forgotten?
I'm trying to think. Have Spurs used one yet?
No. Wolves already mentioned.
Oh, okay.
I think that's pretty much it. Oh, Palace, they had him.
Palace had Mitchell.
He was back up to Mitchell, and then they just signed someone who's arguably probably better than him, or at least cost them less to have as the backup to Mitchell because he wasn't overtaking Mitchell.
Yeah,
and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the entirety of the people in the Premier League who predominantly play back threes.
Yeah, but what also makes it concerning with Chilwell is that, like, it's not like he's stated like he wants to stay in London. I don't think he has.
No, he hasn't.
So, like,
that's the issue.
Other clubs, not even in England, I would say. I don't think he's said like he wants to stay in England. We're not hearing anything from Serie A. We're not hearing anything from, Bundesliga. We're not hearing anything from La Liga. So it's like when we had this argument, and by we I mean like within the Chelsea fan base, when there was this argument about, give him the wages, pay Osimhen the wages, and this and that. It's like, to an extent, I understand where you're coming from, but a lot of Chelsea fans had that same energy for Sterling. You had no problem giving Sterling the wages because you thought you were getting the Sterling you saw at the Euros that year. You thought you were getting the Sterling that you saw at Man City all those years back. And then when he came to Chelsea and everything that happened, it didn't work out that way. And now we're seeing we took that risk. We're stuck with that risk. And now it's horrible. Now you could say it's a different case for Osimhen or whoever. Name your best player, right? Kvara and all this stuff. Sure. And again, I do understand the argument, but to an extent, I almost prefer doing it how we're doing it now, where it's like, okay, Caicedo, we got you at low wages, but now that you've been performing well, we're going to give you more. Same thing with Cucurella. Like Cucurella, we didn't seem to. What did we sign? What are Cucurella's wages actually? I'm very curious because
he's above the 150 mark.
Okay, so he's above 150, right? So I'm sure the new contract.
He was signed in the first transfer window when Sterling was signed, so he's not on the wage cap thing.
Yeah, but the reason I bring it up, Oliver, is because he's up for a new contract. He already signed a new contract. We don't know the details, but I wouldn't be surprised if that new contract now has him over 200K.
Well, yeah, because he deserves it.
but he deserves it, right? Like I don't mind giving players. I don't mind giving the players that salary and that wage, and even having that wage over a prolonged period of time. But we've seen the players do it and fit the system. Like, it seems like the way we sign players, it's like we want to try them out for a year or two before we commit to like actually giving them a long contract, which might be a turnoff for some players. I understand that, but I mean, in the long run, you don't risk that what we're having right now with Chilwell, with Sterling. I knew Chilwell wasn't that great of a player, but I never anticipated that he'd be stooped so low to the point where he is right now, where no team wants him. He's absolutely useless in the Premier League for the most part. Like, he's just not good anymore at all. Even Sterling, I didn't anticipate stooping this low.
But the thing with Chilwell is, even if you didn't anticipate it would be this bad, he wasn't on the upward when we gave him that contract anyway. You know, he'd recovered from an ACL. He'd already played a few games, showing that he wasn't what he was before, which already wasn't the best thing in the world.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole wages thing is probably going to be something that comes up again at some point in the next transfer window or something. And we'll probably have a debate again, and we'll see if perspectives have changed based off of the recent success we've had with a few signings. All right, let's actually get into some big news, guys. I'm sure you guys are ready to talk about this, and this is the big one that broke today, the Bamba. The Anselmino and Carney Chukwuemeka, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this first tweet right here, which is the initial news breaking out that Fabrizio had told us about. So, Borussia Dortmund are set to discuss directly with Chelsea on Friday to get both Carney Chukwuemeka and Aaron Anselmino deals done. Understand these are the details. Chukwuemeka, 20 million euro fee plus add-ons and sell-on clause. Anselmino loan with no buy option. Now, remember, people, we had a 40 million pound release clause on Carney. We did go to Dortmund and say, listen, we'll lower that just for the sake of trying to negotiate, but it has to be permanent. Dortmund came back with a loan, a low ball loan at that, and we were not interested. We basically turned them down. We continue on. Dortmund are now expected to complete both Carney Chukwuemeka on 20 million euro transfer fee package on permanent move and Anselmino on loan without option to buy deal from Chelsea Football Club. Confirmed. Exits are almost guaranteed for Carney Chukwuemeka and Aaron Anselmino. Today could be an important day because Chelsea and Dortmund are in direct contact to close the deal. Carney, 17 million pound plus sell-on clause. Anselmino, loan, no option to buy. And I will say this too, because I forgot to mention it, and I realized I never put the story in here. Anselmino was another player that they decided they want to go in for, and they want a loan. And Chelsea retorted by saying, we'll loan you Anselmino if you buy Carney on a permanent. And this is how the negotiation essentially went down, and this is how it's going. And Nazar Cancel reporting here. Confidence on all sides that Carney Chukwuemeka's permanent move and Aaron Anselmino's loan to Chelsea will be finalized soon. Dortmund sporting director Sebastian Kehl. We're working on some things and are optimistic that we can get things done next week. Carney plus Anselmino to Dortmund is progressing. 21.7 million pound package plus sell-on for Carney. While Anselmino will be alone with no option to buy. Dortmund boss Kehl and Ricken traveled to the UK for negotiations back in Germany. And I believe the next tweet. Oh, no, not yet. Dortmund will pay 24 million pounds for Carney Chukwuemeka. Chelsea have a sell-on clause. And Anselmino confirmed to go on loan, as reported earlier, for Fabrizio. And here we go. There it is. Aaron Anselmino to Borussia Dortmund. Here we go. Deal on loan. No option to buy clause as Aaron will be back at Chelsea in June 2026. Dortmund will cover his salary and will, excuse me, guys, and also expect to sign Carney Chukwuemeka on permanent deal done soon. And here is the permanent deal. Here we go. Chukwuemeka to Borussia Dortmund. Here we go. Deal done, plan confirmed. Chelsea to receive fee around 25 million euros plus add-ons and a heavy sell-on clause also included. key in the deal. Anselmino loan and Carney Mega permanent both will undergo medical on Monday. And listen, I'm happy for Carney. He really wanted to move. And yeah, he even stated that if we're to believe the German reporters, he stated that he wants to move to Dortmund. Now, I might stand alone on this. I like the move to Dortmund on a loan for Anselmino. Why? Because when it comes to really testing a defender, I feel like if you can get a good center back from Bundesliga, he's probably going to translate to the Premier League. Why? Because Bundesliga is just such a heavily, high line style league that most center backs that do well there are probably going to do well at any league. So I like that loan. It's going to be a good test for him. Will he play? I think he will. I think he has a shot because me and CP were looking at that Dortmund defensive line the other day, and it's not very convincing. Sule, I think Schlotterbeck is in there after that. It's a lot of people I've not heard of.
They've re-signed Hummels as well, haven't they?
Oh, no, that was a one-game thing. He retired, basically.
Oh, I was like testimonial.
Yeah, basically, they were signed him for like a one-game thing, so he could play a friendly
for
him.
Then.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Anywhere in Europe, the attackers is a different story. Yeah, exactly. Niak. So yeah, I like this move for Anselmino. And listen, I never really wanted to get rid of Carney, but we all kind of knew and saw the writing on the wall with him that there was just no interest in keeping him at Chelsea. He didn't seem to really fit, or Maresca didn't really seem to give him a shot in this team. And on top of it, his fitness was always an issue. So it's unfortunate, but hey, I think he'll do well there. And although people are going to say like, oh, well, why 25 million euros and all this and that? Listen,
that's all you were getting. Be happy we got that.
It's Borussia Dortmund.
Exactly.
Did you expect over 30 million?
Yeah, Dortmund didn't want to pay more than what was asked of it. We had a release clause on the player, and Dortmund didn't want to pay it. So we have
30 million is Dortmund's record signing, so we've done pretty well, all things considered, with them.
I say this signing doesn't even crack their top 15 with just the base fee, I should say.
And I like it. It's fine because I was saying the other day, like, listen, we need to find a creative way to get rid of Carney. And we've been doing really well with the sell-on clause recently. With who did we do it on? We did it on Vega. There was a player before that.
Hutchinson.
Hutchinson. Yeah, Hutchinson was another one that we did a sell-on fee with. There was one that we got rid of this season, actually, that we got a sell-on fee with. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, it's like, yeah, it makes sense. Like, all right, you want the player? Cool. You bought the player. But if you were to sell the player, we're going to get hopefully somewhere around 40 to 30% sell-on clause. So we'll make extra money off of it. We'll recoup the money that we initially wanted for that release clause. But yeah. Scott, your thoughts on this signing or this these transfers?
I think it's a great deal for Carney. It's the deal that we should have done to begin with. Like Dortmund are a club that know how to sell. Like if he plays well, they're going to sell him for 40, 50 million easy. Like easy.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Sule does still play, yes.
Yes, Sule still plays. So this is a good move in terms of that. Depending on what the add-ons, if they're easy add-ons as well, that's even better. The deal for Carney is fantastic. The deal for Anselmino is good in terms of just hopefully he plays. I had a look at their team just now. He might do. He might not do. I actually don't know when everyone's fit. But as long as he gets game time, that's the main thing with these loans. Going to Dortmund as well in terms of like they're one of the good, like the better teams in that league. So
good at developing players.
Yeah,
is another factor.
So you kind of hope that they can just perform, or he can perform and he can play and everything. But yeah, I think that's a good move for him. Yeah, just hope he kind of does well. Like when he plays, takes his chances. The main thing.
Yeah, I mean, just to clarify on this, Scott doesn't dislike Anselmino. Kind of just dislike the hype around him based off not seeing him play at all. I think
I got told, by the way, the January he joined us, as in his loan got like whatever the opposite of renewed, like when it got cancelled, when he got recalled early. I got told that January he was the best centre back we had at the football club.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I think Scott has always kind of wanted him to play and be developed. So this kind of just because the comments love Scott. I'll just say that. Oliver, what do you think about this transfer?
It's a shame how things have gone with Carney, to be honest. I mean, I always think back to that West Ham game, and that was pretty much his peak and his downfall. He scored the goal. That was his best game for the club. And then he gets that knee injury where he has to, over many months, he had to relearn to walk, if you guys remember. And those leg injuries have been plaguing him ever since. So it was never going to work out at Chelsea in the long term. Maresca didn't rate him or he was told by the sporting directors not to use him. But either way, just not fit for purpose, and that's not his fault. He gets his move, and I wish him well. He's got potential, but he's gonna have to work hard to get it back because he's missed a lot of time. And Anselmino, I mean, just play. That's all. Play. I need the minutes. He needs the minutes. If there's no minutes, then it's pointless. It's the same thing with all loans, pretty much. I take your point about the Bundesliga being good for him. That can be a point.
Could be a big test.
So yeah, just play. Try and get in that team. Hope you get the opportunities, and then take them when you do get them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the player, to be honest, because Scott looked at it. I looked at it. I think he does have a fair shot of getting into that team, and if he does get into that team, having the consistent minutes, exposing yourself to just a variety of attackers that you're going to be facing in that league. And good attackers too. I know some of us don't rate some of the attackers that come from Bundesliga, but at the same time, it's still no joke. Like it's a pretty serious league. And hone your craft, and hopefully, when you come back, we can talk about potentially, him having a spot in the team if he develops really well, depending on how that goes. Or having a spot, not in the starting 11, but just like in the squad in general. Or a purpose for Chelsea. Or, I mean, worst case scenario, it's a flip. It's not even a worst case scenario. Actually, yeah, I think that is the worst case scenario. He just gets flipped for profit. So it is what it is. Anyways, we continue on with another story here. Actually, before I even go on to, just to clarify on something with Carney, and I hope it's not really true. I'll say this. Carney feels like Chelsea did him dirty, but it's kind of like we all said here. The injuries plagued him. And I don't know if you guys remember, Potter never even gave him a fair shot. I think
we
Potter
overpaid for when did he say that we didn't do it?
Yeah, there was a report apparently from a German reporter. I think it was Florian Plattenberg that apparently
whatever, man. We overpaid for him anyway. We put him on $100,000 a week.
See if I can find it. Dortmund.
He wouldn't be going to Dortmund if it wasn't for. Again, it's what you said, Marshall, about having Chelsea on the CV. He wouldn't go to Dortmund.
No, he would have gone Dortmund anyway. They were one of the teams interested in him before we bought him.
Maybe without the injury, yeah.
Because he wasn't signing a new contract to Villa when they were going to get rid of him, or because I think they were going to sell him because he wasn't signing a new contract. Dortmund was the main team interested before us. So I'm not surprised they're not going to Dortmund. They've been interested for years. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Fair enough. This isn't a blame game here. No one's at fault for this.
August 14th from Sport to Build. So it could be true, it could not be true. But Carney Chukwuemeka is disappointed with how Chelsea treat players and no longer wants to play for the club. He definitely wants to stay in Dortmund, and they want to do a loan and option to buy.
Welcome to the real world.
But again, it's you can't really blame Chelsea entirely. He's not entirely wrong, but you also can't put the complete blame on Chelsea. Like, brother, you hurt your MCL under the Poch season, and then you came back, you had an injury again. Like, you just weren't the same. And even under Maresca, I don't think he started the season fit. I think he became.
He made one. I think he made one appearance under Maresca.
Yeah, he basically didn't play under Maresca.
Yeah,
he played one game in minus 11 degrees in the Conference League in some country I can't even remember.
Yeah, shout out.
We sent the C team plus Pedro Neto to play that game.
Yeah, poor Pedro Neto, man. This guy's gone through the freaking ringer. But yeah, big up.
He only played that game because he got suspended for yellow cards, I think, if I remember correctly.
I don't remember.
In the Premier League.
Yeah. Again, it's like it's been. He didn't get a fair shout under Potter. He was also really young at the time, and Potter was clueless. To be fair, Frank didn't really try him out either. Under Poch, got hurt. Like, it's 50-50 to me with Carney. Like, you can't put it all on Chelsea. But at the same
I only
time,
have sympathy about the Potter thing because he was worth a try. We had Mount in the team at the time.
Oh yeah, we all wanted to see something. Like, I remember when I remember there was a game where it was Fofana played, Hutchinson played, Broja played. Like, Potter said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna debut the youngsters," and they looked decent.
It was Man City in the FA Cup, I think.
Yeah, maybe. It just looked decent. I was like, why not give Carney a shot?
Carney started against he didn't start. He came off the bench really early for an injury against Man City in the Premier League, and he had a really good performance. I remember it. He had a shot from outside the box. He hit the post. So, again, this is nothing about his potential. He had and maybe still has potential, but there's a lot of work to do.
I agree. But yeah, best of luck to him, and hopefully he does well for himself. So moving on to the next topic, and Xavi says goodbye. This one's short and sweet, people. This one's a short and sweet tweet. One tweet, then a discussion. So Red Bull Leipzig, little hand emoji to wave goodbye to Xavi Simons. Is this potentially confirming that his exit is inevitable? Now, we all know what's going on with the whole Xavi Simons situation. We're waiting for transfer moves that we're going to be discussing very shortly for him to leave. But as far as I'm aware, it seems like personal terms are done and terms with Leipzig are done as well. It's just a matter of if we can get Nkunku and Jackson out, not anything else. It's just a matter of those two. Yeah. Are we worried that this may not get done? I'm kind of worried. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, if you believe Fabrizio, he said, if you believe him, he said Nkunku's guaranteed to leave. So if you believe him, then yeah, well, this will happen because apparently it's all predicated on Nkunku.
I'm in a love-hate relationship with Fabrizio right now.
No, I'm in a hate relationship, but anyway, I'm worried. Yeah.
Sky, you worried?
I don't know. I don't think so. Because I don't even know if we need him, if that makes sense. Because, like, the game at the weekend, or the game on Friday, I should say, it was interesting for me with positionally for a few players. So I don't know. Like, I don't know what the plan is with him if he does come. Hopefully it's to play left wing. I think that's where he played against Bayern. So I don't know. Like, I kind of want it to happen just so Garnacho doesn't happen. Like,
well, you have our friend Fabrizio saying both are going to happen.
I just don't. I don't know how to feel about. Like, I think we need another left winger, or so a person who can play on the left hand side.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Potentially, we even need another person who can play on the left hand side, or we need another striker. Doesn't look like we're getting a striker.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have no idea. Like genuinely at this point, I have no idea. I think my energy about this as well, because how long it's taken, I just don't care anymore. Like I'll probably be gassed if and when it happens, but I just don't care.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Kind of similar. I mean, I'm not like I'm worried, but I'm not. It's not something I'm thinking about every day. Like, oh no, we're not getting Xavi Simons. Like, I've just kind of accepted where it's going and the trajectory it is. There's nothing really new developing with it. Whereas with Alejandro Garnacho, you know, we have Fabrizio declaring there maybe here we go next week. So that's something at least.
It's like
there's no progress with this at all.
The thing with this signing, right?
Yeah.
If we're signing Garnacho as well, this signing makes absolutely no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like quite literally no sense. There's no place for him in the squad.
Unless you're
going to play him, unless you're going to play him, Palmer, and João Pedro all at the same time.
Yeah, I think I'll be so real with you. We kind of discussed this briefly backstage before we started, Scott. I was saying that something along the lines that at the end of this window, I think a lot is going to be exposed on Fabrizio. Like, either he's going to gain more credibility because he's been calling this whole Garnacho, Xavi Simons things from a while now, or he is going to lose a lot of credibility because some of these deals might not even fall through. And that's not even to say like he's already kind of been on the trajectory of losing a bit of credibility because he's been, you know, getting a few transfers wrong here and there, as opposed to how he used to be, where he was like almost 100% hit rate. But like this one, and how much he's been just, oh my God, like touting this, it's just insane. But even to add to that, and just to ask you guys a question too, I don't know if you saw the piss fucking poll that he posted about if Xavi Simons. Yeah, I'm gonna call him that now because I'm so sick and tired of that guy.
I got so confused.
So he posted a poll about if Xavi Simons were to go through, how would you feel? And my answer was like, I'd still be pretty content with the window. Like, I don't think Xavi Simons makes or breaks it for me. Do you guys feel the same way? Like, do you guys feel that? Well, how do you guys feel if we don't get Xavi Simons? Are you disappointed? Are you devastated? Are you rioting? Or do you really not care that much? Like, I think I got an answer from Scott, but I'll go to Oliver first. Like, how do you feel if we were not to get this?
I'm disappointed because I want an out and out winger really, and I don't want to speak on Garnacho, but like we have people that can play there. You know, João Pedro can play there.
Yeah.
But I see it more as a central player. That's my personal preference of him. 10 or striker, take your pick. I'd like an out and out there. So, but like I say, you have players that can play there. He can play on the left. Esteval maybe can. I think I've heard he has played on the left, but predominantly right. But he can play there if need be. Neto can play on the left. We're not short of options. It's just whether you want an out and out or not. And I'd personally like an out and out.
Yeah. I'm disappointed, and I get what you're saying. I mean, Scott, you're pretty much. I think you said you're fine if he doesn't come, right?
I think if I'm rating this window, Xavi Simons coming in or not coming in doesn't change the rating of this window. Because I think if he comes in, if he comes in as the only guy we sign in the attacking area, I think it comes as a welcome addition. You've got your other option on the left wing in terms of, you know, having two of each position in the attacking third outside of a number 10, but you've also got João Pedro and Xavi Simons and Esteval who can all cover that position if need be. So it is what it is. It's another dimension on the left wing in terms of you got a guy who's not going to be your out-and-out winger, but it gives you the option of having that kind of 4-4-4-4-2-2 we've been playing. So Cucurella can overlap if need be or whatever. It also means you can interchange with players, which I know CP has talked about wanting before. However, if Garnacho comes in as well, like I said, I think this signing is slightly pointless. The reason for me why it doesn't change the rating of this window is because it doesn't address these two biggest needs in this squad still. Mm-hmm. And unless we address those, which we won't address either of them, at least we're not addressing one. I am 90% sure we're not addressing the other with a week left to go in the window unless something is happening extremely quietly behind the scenes. This window is going to be the same rating for me whether Simmons comes in or not. It will go down a point in rating if Garnacho comes in. Because I think he is that bad a footballer, and I think it is that much of a waste of time as a signing, it will affect my rating. But as it's like Xavi Simmons doesn't affect it in any way, shape, or form. Whether he comes, whether he doesn't.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Let's go into the next topic. And my expression very much goes in line with what this title says. I'm tired.
I'm not speaking about
him. Feel free to have any input if you decide to change your mind. I don't think you will, but let me just even the amount of tweets I have is tiring. I tried chat. I'm just gonna say ahead of time, I am very sorry if I repeat myself a lot. I tried to change it up little by little, the best I could, but Fabrizio's been saying the same fucking bullshit for months, which is why I titled this little segment here, I'm tired, Fabrizio. I'm genuinely fucking tired now. Like, this is honestly, for me, Fabrizio, our relationship, which didn't exist outside of what I made up in my head. Our relationship, Fabrizio, I've been using you as a catalyst for my channel for the last 4 years. This might make or break it. Okay, this is probably going to.
Thanks for the Caicedo. Here we go, dopamine. But we're tired now.
Yeah, we're tired. I'm exhausted, bro. I'm exhausted, and quite frankly, you've changed. You've changed. So I'm just gonna say it like it is. And if you get this wrong, Fabrizio, I think I'm gonna have to cut ties. No more brown envelopes for Fabrizio. Okay, let's go ahead and start off with the first tweet here. We had to talk about it at some point. All right. Alejandro Garnacho is patiently waiting for Chelsea. Also, August 4th, by the way. This is how far it goes. 20 days ago. Alejandro Garnacho is patiently waiting for Chelsea in the background. Clubs calling from Germany, Saudi, Italy, but he wants Chelsea. He's waiting. I feel like that was the same tweet I saw today. Chelsea are advancing on personal side for Alejandro Garnacho, according to Fabrizio 20 days ago. Paul Winstanley remains a massive fan of Garnacho, and he might get him for 30 to 40 million pounds, according to Alex Crook. Alexander Garnacho is thought to be available for 50 million pounds, although Chelsea are understood to be reluctant to pay that. Ben Jacobs saying, breaking. Chelsea have opened initial talks with Alejandro Garnacho with Manchester United winger keen on a move. Manchester United have told Chelsea they will have to pay 50 million pounds to sign Garnacho. Nani Madueke deal is seen as a benchmark. Brother, he's nowhere near as good as Nani Madueke, but okay. Elsewhere, Newcastle could face competition from Spurs for Jackson if Richarlison were to leave. Well, we'll see that soon. We'll talk about Jackson soon. I have been telling you for ages that this exclusive Garnacho blame Vidic, man. Fucking Vidic. Pretty sure he wants Garnacho.
Of course he does.
You know what annoys me the most about this picture? It's that he's wearing the fucking Club World Cup badge. Of all players that I don't want to see with that Club World Cup badge, it's this guy. Oh my god. But anyways, I have been telling you for ages on the exclusive Garnacho Bamba. Now Chelsea are at talks on price tag, expected to join Chelsea. Let me switch this. I'm sorry. So Alejandro Garnacho has ruled out all options this summer aside from joining Chelsea and staying put at Manchester United, according to David Ornstein. We continue on here that Ornstein, this is pretty much the Bamba. Chelsea have stepped up talks with Manchester United over a deal to sign Alejandro Garnacho. Clubs in touch on topic for some time now, and advancing amid Sesko joining United. 21-year-old winger wants Chelsea or nothing. It expects move to happen. This is I'll come back to this. Garnacho message to Manchester United. Chelsea or I stay here and don't play football for 6 to 12 months, according to Fabrizio. So let's put
that so badly.
Let's put a little bookmark on this one, right? Because people have been saying, oh, hypocrisy and all this shit. Okay, we'll come back to this. Alejandro Garnacho getting closer and closer to joining Chelsea. Clubs are now actively in talks to reach an agreement. Chelsea are now accelerating and want to get it done, entering final stages of the story. Other clubs, no chance. Garnacho wants Chelsea and has agreed all terms of his contract. Breaking. Chelsea have stepped up talks. This is basically the same thing. Advanced talks, stepped up talks. Okay. Club to club discussion with Manchester United are now well underway. Personal terms and with Garnacho are agreed, and the two clubs are now in negotiation over a fee. Understand, Alejandro Garnacho has agreed every detail of personal terms with Chelsea. A deal done on player's side. He only wants Chelsea, as revealed here since July. Talks to Manchester United about fee will follow soon. Chelsea pursue Alejandro Garnacho and Xavi Simons as revealed. Chelsea are advancing in club to club talk. Oh, this is fucking same tweet. Fucking A. Excellent relationship between United CEO Barada and Chelsea hierarchy. Garnacho only wants. Okay, he turned down Bayern in the last 48 hours as of August 19th. So okay,
that was his entourage, by the way. There's no way Bayern looked at them.
Turned down Bayern. You know, people acting like he won't get. Fucking flex. We continue on. At this point, I am far more confident Garnacho to Chelsea gets done than Simmons. United need to raise funds and he wants to move. The situation with Simmons is far more murkier, though Chelsea's interest is genuine, according to Liam Toomey. This was as of the 13th. Chelsea valued Garnacho at around £30 million with a lower bid from Leverkusen in January used as a benchmark. The sides are some distance apart from their valuation. Sam Wallace from the Telegraph report, and I hope it remains that way. Breaking. Chelsea are preparing a £25 million bid for Garnacho as they feel that is his rightful valuation from Sky Cava. Manchester United will not accept a deal worth less than £50 million for Garnacho. They feel he is at least equal to Medwick. That his stats line up with Jamie Gittins. Hey,
we were in a bad time for journalism, man. Oh my god,
United. Hey, man, I agree with you guys. I respect it. Stand strong. Stand strong. Dig your heels. You know, don't settle for anything less than £50 million. I promise you, Chelsea will not be in that table for you.
Guys, you need to get back the Mount money. You know, you need to get back the Mount money.
Justin, Garnacho will only be allowed to leave if the price meets the United's expectation of £50 million. The club believe all evidence points to their valuation being entirely fair and accurate, according to Mike Keegan. Breaking. Spurs are preparing a bid for Garnacho. Manchester United are hoping they bring an important bid. One of the only times I'll actually cheer for Spurs to win something, and that's this.
No, against Sabino instead.
Update. Alejandro Garnacho and Xavi Simons are patiently waiting for Chelsea to give them the green light. Patiently waiting. I think that was the first tweet I read. They're just patiently waiting. And this fucker. Breaking. I can tell you that Chelsea 100% expect Garnacho to become new Chelsea player. I think we are going to get Here We Go next week, according to Fabrizio.
Okay, never mind. That's not an update. That's just hypothetical. It's not even an update. I think, that good out, Fab.
Okay, let's go back to this.
You see what I mean when I said I'm in a hate relationship with this man?
Yeah, no, I get it. Let's go back to this tweet I read initially, right? This guy, he has the gall to even say this.
Shameless, but he's got the industry by the scruff of the neck.
It's so obvious to see that Fab is getting a lot of money from his agent to say these things over and over. It's odd. Fabrizio's never been this obsessive.
That's literally how he got into the reporting game.
It's very odd. But this here right now. And it's weird because if I scroll down these comments, hold on. I bet I'll find people saying, oh, this guy right here, right? He deserves a chance here. The last player with this vibe were Enzo
What?
Don't introduce you to the vibe. You can't maintain game. This guy wants.
Oh no, he means vibe as in I want to come to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Not level.
Like I'm trying to find trying to find someone who's gonna at least defend this. Like Garnacho's proper Chelsea sign.
It's proper Chelsea. There we go.
Is the attitude being considered his background check by chance? Well, because unprofessionalism about his fine. Man has made up his mind. Yada yada. Christ, what's wrong with him? Good, we don't want him to stay there.
Hey, listen, you know, Garnacho's proper Chelsea, but when Lukaku held us up to go back to Inter Milan, you know, that's not okay. I see how it is.
I want to end my life. Listen,
don't blame you.
Like, okay, maybe I'm kind of warming today, and now he really wants the world. Oh, Jesus Christ! But that's the thing. Like, I remember when people were so critical of Trent when he was willing to run down his contract to join Real Madrid. The same people that are saying free Isak. Like, it's absolutely hypocritical. I'm telling you, I don't want this player because he has attitude issues. I don't care if he's going out and saying either give me to Chelsea or I'll rot on the bench. Like, okay, great. You want Chelsea. That's fine. Who's to say you're not going to do that to us when things don't work out at Chelsea? Like, you're already showing that you're doing this with your current club, which, to be fair to him, I know United is a fucking mess of an institution, right? So fair play from that end. But regardless, there's a level of professionalism. Even Rashford didn't necessarily come out like this. And I could be over-exaggerating on that. But, like, Rashford...
No, he didn't. But he got 5 times the hate, obviously, for reasons we all know about. But.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just like, to me, listen, I love Robert. But Robert is one of the people that touting, like, hey... You know, people want Isak and stuff, but, you know, Garnacho, when he does it, like, no, they're not the same. First of all, Isak doing it. Hear me out. Isak doing it.
Oh, Scott's is finding out. Oh, no.
I understand.
Well, I'm not surprised that moron decided to say something like that. Cool.
Isak doing it, I'm more willing to hear out because there's actually a player there, right? That, you know, okay, fine. I can maybe ignore what you're saying there. And even then I'd be hesitant to, right? Because it's a little bit like distasteful. But at least the player and the quality is there to make up for the lack of professionalism. You don't have that with Garnacho. And Isak did it once. Garnacho's been a multiple offender of this between the Aston Villa jersey post that he posted on his Instagram after what he said after the Europa League final. This one right now with the allowing Fabrizio to report that it's either Chelsea or I rot on the bench. Like, it's just, brother, read the room. Read the room.
Can United please get a backbone and bench him for a year? I need to see that.
If that does happen,
because you know what, he's call his bluff. He's not going to sit on the bench for a year. It's a World Cup year. He's not going to sit on the bench. He's lying.
Yeah, to me, it's like, I'm sorry. Even if it's in favor of my club, I can't really. That level of professionalism does not sit well with me. Or level of unprofessionalism, I should say, really. It doesn't sit well with me because at any point, listen, guys, we saw it with Lukaku. Lukaku did it with multiple clubs while he was with our club. He did it to Inter, the very club he twerked for. He went ahead and flirted with, what was it, Juve? It was Juve, right?
Yes.
He flirted with Juve during that.
He flirted with Juve. Final. He had a UCL final against City, and he was flirting with Juve in the lead-up.
It's like, what the fuck, dude? It's like, what are you talking about? That his brother said, please tell me what Isak was doing at 21. Please.
Scoring 18 goals in the La Liga.
Yeah. Isak was a very promising talent that people were, rightfully so, I mean, nervous about paying the amount that was being
17 goals. Anyway, still stands.
17 goals in Sociedad, right? No, was Sociedad? Yep. Was it? Yeah, it was Sociedad.
17 goals at age 21.
60 million pound or 60 million euro fee, I believe. I think it was 60 million pound. 60 million pound fee, which people were relatively nervous about paying. I understand that, right?
Only because of the injuries.
The injuries, 17 goals. Is that going to translate to the Premier League? Yada, yada, yada. It's a risk. They took it and it paid off, right? Isak, the way he went about handling this whole entire Liverpool saga, I'll admit it's not been good. But he's came out and said he's been promised certain things, probably under Amanda Stavely, right? And now the whole gentleman's agreement thing, we saw this again with Harry Kane. Like, there's just ways to go about it that the way Alejandro Garnacho is going about all of this is absolutely immature. It reeks of immaturity. It reeks of... Go ahead.
Fun fact, by the way, to respond to that guy in the comments, not Alejandro Garnacho, Alexander Isak at age 2021 in that season for Sociedad outscored Garnacho's entire Premier League goal scoring career.
Huh.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Scott, I found a picture you're gonna really like.
How do we get into this comparison, by the way? This is ridiculous.
Because Robert was trying to compare Isak and Garnacho, because of course he was, because he has to suck Garnacho off for some reason.
I think I found my new profile picture, guys.
Good my God, this picture, man! Oh, I saw this. Oh my God!
Of course, it was him as well that tweeted out.
No, I know that, but I feel like the initial tweet was Fabrizio.
I'm just seeing it.
It should tell you everything.
The
it should tell you everything.
Was this AI generated? I don't know anymore.
Look at the that's
I think it's real.
That's way too grainy to be AI generated. That's not clean enough. Go and look at the people who are advocating for this Garnacho transfer. I needn't say more. I needn't say more. Go and look at the people advocating for it. You've got a professional troll. You've got him on the screen. That Vidic dude who's a weirdo. Go and look at the people advocating for this signing, and that tells you all you need to know.
All right, we did get an update from PYS here. Chelsea messages to Garnacho in the last 48 hours. Stay patient and wait. This deal will happen.
That's not an update.
It's not really an update. This is how much time left. Don't forget Alejandro Garnacho. He will be a Chelsea player. I'm believing this.
Valid.
This Sagas. So I mean, man, I'm tired. I'm actually fucking tired. Like, it's exhausting. I don't want this player. So many people don't want this player, but it's just being shoved down our throats. Okay. Realistically, like this is my Fabrizio prediction. I don't think it's going to happen. I genuinely don't think it's going to happen. And clip it, whatever. I don't care. I'm the way I'm seeing it, and maybe you guys agree with me. Chelsea were basically in the span of a month willing to break their valuation for Gittins and spend the money that Dortmund initially asked for Gittins. They had no issue doing that. And they've had no issue doing that and spending that amount of money for young talents in previous windows as well, which we've sat here and questioned, right? So, like, if they really wanted the player, they would have met the evaluation. We've seen Chelsea do it. Like, not all the deals, like the Gittins deal this window is probably the worst deal we've done. And not even to say like the player is bad. It's just in terms of like the actual fee we paid for versus what we wanted. We gave Dortmund what they wanted, which is 55 million euros. We didn't get an advantage. We didn't get a negotiation with add-ons. Nothing. Like, it's not like Mudryk. I remember Mudryk was touted at 100 and we negotiated 60 plus add-ons and add-ons that add up to 100. Like, right? Like, that's a decent deal. All right, cool. We got a little bit of leeway with that. We could potentially not have met that evaluation. Didn't do that with Gittins. And this club doesn't seem to have an issue with doing that. Why haven't they done that for Garnacho?
Because they see it differently, I think. This is my theory, and it's the exact same thing with Mike Maignan. Garnacho is a market opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Based on the fact that Ruben Amorim has alienated him from the squad after the Europa League final, you know, he's right there for the taking, and it basically entirely depends on United having a backbone, which they never have under the Glazers and Ineos, and I doubt they will for this. They will fold. You know, we made them fold to pay us for Mason Mount. So, and what's changed since then?
Mm-hmm. It's like I'm saying, I think the evaluation's too far. Like, this isn't like Mason Mount and stuff. Like with the Mason Mount saga, like we heard like bids going back and forth. We've not heard any of that. And that was throughout the course of a summer window. This one, I haven't even heard a bid being put in other than that 25 million one. And I never even heard it was rejected. So I don't even think it was even a real bid. So with this one, like, I think the evaluation gap is too far. That Chelsea are not going to fold. United aren't going to fold. And at worst, what I see happening potentially is maybe a loan. But even then, I don't know. I'm very doubtful.
I think you're being very kind to Manchester United there.
I mean, they fell for it the one time with Jadon.
They literally fold every single time. That 200 million forward line they've got, they're all overpays. and they're the exact same thing with player sales. They will undersell on what they want.
Yeah.
Not strong negotiators at all.
Yeah. So
in any sense.
Oh my God. I wish we were back in 2022 so I can just call Radcliffe Jellyfish Radcliffe for his negotiation tactics. But yeah, I just don't think it's gonna happen, guys. I just think the clubs aren't gonna agree on a fee. They aren't gonna agree on a evaluation, and Fabrizio will be in the mud. So that's my prediction.
I don't know.
If people want to kick, by the way, just go and do what I'm doing. Go and look at some of the like youngest players in the Premier League. Just start looking at their goal scoring record and start comparing it. It's funny as fuck.
Yeah. So that's our thoughts.
The same amount of goals as Garnacho last season in 300 less minutes. Interesting.
That's our thoughts. Oh,
yeah, carry on.
God has more. No, I thought you were gonna put some more facts out there. But
I'll just keep finding players.
I'm pretty much done with this. I've caught it up. It's like you could tell. I try to avoid talking about it for the longest time because it's like been such a nothing burger for weeks now. But we're finally almost caught up with all the news since I've been away. That like, fuck it, I might as well put that in there as filler. It's the filler arc of the Casually FC show. So I'm gonna continue on, but unless there's any other final thoughts, we move to
moving swiftly onwards, please.
swiftly onwards to Nkunku. Yes, so there has been an update on Nkunku. Let's go ahead and read about it. So starting off with this one first. Apparently, Galatasaray and Leverkusen joined other clubs interested in signing Nkunku next week. We have these two clubs. There's interest in Premier League clubs, I believe. Newcastle were touted to have interest. I don't know if they still continue to have interest. I don't think United are interested anymore. They got Sesko.
Newcastle.
But yeah, Newcastle because of the whole Isak situation. So they threw their hat in the ring.
Nice try making me with that. But.
Yeah. Italian clubs, I heard Inter were interested. Now you can put Leipzig and Bayern Munich into that. That's 6 clubs interested. And now we can add a 7th club. Exclusive. Aston Villa make contact with Christopher Nkunku as option for the final week of the transfer window. Bayern and Leipzig both keen. Also now informed on conditions. Villa also have Nico Jackson, many clubs keen, and Asensio on list. Aston Villa make contact with Christopher Nkunku as option for the final week of the transfer window. Bayern and Leipzig both keen. Villa, I read the same thing. And then here we go. Breaking: Aston Villa have made a call in the last 24 hours for Christopher Nkunku. Jackson deal is difficult for them. We'll read about the Jackson deal next, actually. But out of curiosity, does anyone think that if we do manage to do this with Nkunku, maybe it opens up the avenue again for Morgan Rogers?
Nope.
Again, all the reports say that the Xavi Simon's deal was predicated on Nkunku. The Roger stuff seems to have gone cold.
All right, fair enough. Do we think Nkunku actually fits Villa? I think Nkunku would actually do well at Villa.
Where does he play?
I think he would as well. They need him. Well, they need attacking
I'll
players.
hear you out.
They need attacking players like desperately.
Because I'm just thinking he doesn't start over Watkins and he doesn't start over Rodgers.
No, he's starting the 10. Like they're playing Tielemans in the 10 at the moment.
I think Tielemans
in the 8.
And I'm fairly certain that Kamara just got injured, so you could move Tielemans back into midfield. Like when they, because they were playing yesterday, Kamara got injured and they brought Buendia on a right wing and put McGinn back in midfield. So like I could see it happening.
Villa, oh my god.
Yeah,
yeah, I could see it happening.
Listen, the one I believe even less though is Newcastle. I believe Newcastle even less.
Yeah, Newcastle I don't believe because he doesn't fit.
No way in hell Eddie Howe with his Premier League proven recruitment, because that's what apparently he's all about. Because he's taken control. He's got more influence in the recruitment since their sporting director left.
Oh,
so there's no way.
That's right.
There's no way he's accepting Nkunku.
Yikes!
Not even just that, he's not like an out-and-out striker. Like he wouldn't be the Isak replacement.
But
unless they're going to change formation, which I don't think they will. Like
he might need to if Isak leaves, obviously, which is probably looking like.
No, they can still play the same formation. They just need to go and get another striker. Like I saw him against who did they play first game of the season?
Oh god,
Everton.
Was it Brentford? Maybe I can't remember.
No, Brentford was.
Like they were a better team in that game. I can't remember who the fuck they played. They were a better team. They couldn't finish for anything. Like they literally couldn't. Villa, that was it. They were better than Villa. Okay. They just couldn't finish. They had no one up front. They had Gordon for a bit, Barnes for a bit. Like it wasn't working. Everything else, like
Newcastle were down to 10 men.
Midfield, they were very good.
Or like, Villa were down to 10 men.
Yeah, like midfield were up front was just the problem. It's like if they get a striker, they're fine this season. Like as you'll be able to see with my prediction next week. They're going to be fine this season as long as they get a striker in. So yeah, I think that Villa one makes sense, and like I said, they need attacking players, but they just need players. Like their bench is so barren. Like it's.
I can hear that. I can definitely hear that after the Kamara injury. Do you think wages might be a problem with Villa?
Potentially, but
I think the wages.
I don't know what their financial situation is. It's the issue. Like I don't know how good bad it looks.
Villa or Newcastle?
Villa. I think the Newcastle one is like kind of dead.
What I heard is that Villa have way too many players on high wages, and essentially like it just doesn't match with the revenue. Like they're hemorrhaging.
Their revenue to their wage to revenue turnover is ridiculous.
Yeah. So for me, to an extent, Nkunku doesn't make sense, which is why like Nicholas Jackson's difficult for them. Nicholas Jackson's probably on better wages than Nkunku, but maybe the initial transfer fee is what is the obstacle.
Is he?
Yeah. No.
Nkunku's on 200. You think Jackson's on more than that?
Jackson's on less than that is what I'm trying to say. So it should make Jackson a lot easier. I'm sorry. Jackson should be easier to do.
The problem with Jackson though is the transfer fee, because we're holding out for one of these mad ones like Sesko.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't disagree with the fee. I know some people say like, oh, we're putting too much for Jackson. Well, look at how much fucking United pay for fucking Sesko. Like I'm not gonna hold off because I don't think Jackson's actually worth that. Like to me, and I said this from the beginning of the summer, if you give me 50 million for Jackson, I'm happy. You're seeing all these other players that, whether you believe it or not, aren't as good as Jackson going for more. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna hike up the price. Why not?
How much did Ekitike go for? Because he's only marginally better, I think.
How much did Ekitike go for? Ekitike transfer.
That was a significant fee.
It was. Ekitike's transfer for Eintracht Frankfurt to Liverpool for a fee potentially reaching 79 million pounds. So 69 million was the initial fee with 10 million in add-ons.
Yeah, I'd argue if you transfer within the Premier League and it be an internal transfer from us to another English club, I think that's a valid fee.
I agree. And I think for me, like, although Nkunku in that team, I think would probably do really well, I just don't see how it's going to actually happen because Villa haven't really done too much of selling this window either. Like, I can't remember. Like, let's look on transfer market. Actually, let's stop guessing. Transfer.
And they sold Duran in the January.
Yeah, that was in January. Let me see. Let me find this.
What are they doing with Asensio? They're trying to buy him because they loaned him. They're trying to buy him.
Yeah, I think he's back in. Scott, is he back in Real Madrid right now? Asensio?
No, he's
PSG.
gone somewhere else on
PSG.
loan. I can't remember where.
Transfers.
They couldn't buy Rashford because of PSR.
Wait, this is it? Did I do the right thing?
Hold on.
Chris.
I'm having a look. Wait.
I would have been a little bit sad.
Yeah, so scroll down. So we're looking for departures. So scroll down.
Oh, here we go. Oh yeah,
So,
Jacob
who we
Ramsey.
got
Jacob Ramsey did.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's one. Bailey
God,
loaned
he's
to
so
Roma.
So poor though. Look at these fees. Oh my god, free transfer. Question.
I forgot Coutinho was still there.
Human traffic with that guy then.
So their only significant
Hey,
transfer.
it's okay when it's not
Jacob
Chelsea,
Ramsey.
Chris. You know,
Yeah.
They're
Say
only
that.
pretty much. It's just Ramsey. Yeah.
Yeah, that's their only significant transfer.
Oh my days.
Yeah. Chris, I mean, since you joined us, what do you feel? So we were just talking about how Nkunku could potentially go to Aston Villa.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's possible because Aston Villa have a wage issue. And the
What do you
news
mean wage
reporter,
issue? Do they want to pay like super high like us or FFP?
they're paying too many high wages. More
FFP.
wage. Yeah, they're
Okay.
paying higher wages than they're actually getting revenue-wise.
I'm trying to think. There was by Unic, right? Was there like another Premier League club but Arsenal as well? I swear there's
Apparently
Newcastle,
Newcastle, but none of us believe that.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I feel like it would fit like pretty well at Aston Villa. Like, they got a good manager. The team's not like too bad. They're like a top 8 team, and I don't know if the Premier League. I don't know if the Premier League's a good fit though. Also for Nkunku, because we've seen at Chelsea. I don't know if you can just get the grips of the pace of it or the physical of it. Like, it could be just a system of like Maresca, why he hasn't like suited in the Premier League as well. But because we saw him in the Club World Cup, I thought he looked pretty solid in the Club World Cup, to be honest. It's just the Premier League mainly. He just not really hit it off at all. He's been quite poor. He just looks lazy at times. But I would love to sign him to Aston Villa. But like you said, like if they're having these issues, then it's probably not going to happen, right? Unless they sell players. I haven't really heard much of it. Have they been selling
It's in
players?
front of you.
Free transfer. Oh, this is like recently. Okay.
This is
That is it's terrible.
Coutinho.
Yeah, I was just saying that.
When was he playing last for Aston Villa?
He's been on loans.
Wow, it really went downhill for that guy when
He
went to
well
Barcelona.
he left after Emery joined because Gerrard bought him, and then Gerrard got replaced by Emery.
There's some loans in here, like.
Well,
Oh, but this is.
have they really bought anyone?
Oh, those bottom ones is a returning loan, so yeah, Disasi
yeah.
back to Arsenal. Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to think. 'Cause I haven't really seen
Arrivals
Arsenal
are right
doing...
here. Here you go.
Oh, okay. I mean, they made one decent signing, but they haven't really spent a lot though. No,
Well, they
If
can't.
No,
I
they've
know.
done nothing.
feel bad for him a little bit, but
That's what I'm saying, JC. I agree with you. I think.
yeah,
to
Rodgers
me,
they can get a bit of money for.
to me, they have to either sell Rodgers or Watkins. You have to sell either of those two because one, you guys not making Champions League last season was a big dent into the pockets, right?
Yeah.
But secondly, those are the players that are going to give you the most revenue right now.
How much
And
you
honestly,
Watkins for though? That's what I'm trying to think.
Watkins
Because
could easily get 80.
because-
Easily.
I'm thinking a lot.
I don't think at this stage of career, Marshall. I don't think so. He's in his
Look at
30s now.
Sesko, and look at how consistent he's been in the
Yeah,
last.
but
Watkins is in his 30s.
Exactly. You look at Sesko.
Is
He's
he
might not.
really?
Yeah, he's not young.
Um,
Because if he's not in his 30s, he's in his late 20s.
Marshall, like you said, Sesko. He's gone to United. United ain't looking for a striker. The only Liverpool probably not looking for a striker. City ain't looking for a striker. Chelsea are not looking for a striker. What
Very
I can
close.
see.
29. There you go.
Who would pay a lot of money. The only club I can see it maybe is Newcastle if they sell Isak, right? If they sell Isak and maybe they buy I don't know Jackson with it or Nkuku.
Like, I don't know. To me, I look at these stats, right? And like,
Solid player.
he's consistent. You know, he's not world class,
No.
but he's also not shit.
No, he's got
Like-
he's got a good return, but the value in the market now is on potential, not on proven.
Can't lie,
That's a
man.
good
He,
point.
right
That's
now
actually a
he's
good point.
flopping. He's flopping for me though.
It's two games, Chris. Calm down.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep him one more game.
He's talking about. By the way, that reminds me. Thank you, Chris, for bringing that up. After this week, ladies and gents, I'm getting rid of the Premier League link down below. So if you want to join the Fantasy Premier League link for Casually, and not be at too much of a disadvantage, I think it starts you at 0 if you join.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. If you join
does.
late, it might give you the points that you've acquired from the last 2 weeks. But
I think it would start you at 0 because you can't go head to head.
Yeah.
You didn't do your head to heads beforehand.
I think you start
what do you mean
there.
head to head?
Like you know how like every match week it pairs you up against another one from your league, and then
No, it doesn't.
I swear it does.
That was in the draft. Yeah, that's in draft.
Oh, just draft.
We're
Oh,
not-
never
yeah,
mind.
we didn't do draft this season because I didn't plan it too.
Oh,
I forgot about it.
okay. No,
This
you
is
know,
just
I'm
a
okay
league.
with that. Yeah,
Because like if you have a team from game week 1, you've acquired points since then. I don't know if you come into the league with those points already or you start. at the
that'd be
beginning.
annoying if it didn't. I'll tell you what.
I can tell you in a second. What's the code?
It's down below.
I thought you were doing this.
There's a link, an invite link.
I'll just.
Weren't you in it like last season, Scott?
No, I wasn't.
Oh.
Here, I'll send Scott the.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly, I've seen some howlers in the league. Like some people pick Isak. Like I'm thinking, like, have you not?
Bro, I made
watched the
two. I
news?
made 2 transfers after game week 1, like immediately.
Yeah, I had to make two as well because of the injury.
Here's
but
the link,
like,
Scott.
it is in Discord as well. But
Yeah, but I just put him in the private.
why are you
chat,
getting rid of
so
it?
it's easier.
Let's see. I don't.
No, because like at this point, like if you're joining in, like it's gonna just. If
Oh,
you
I
start
think
at-
you need to lean it forever, like even for next season, maybe. Like
No. Just so I doesn't occupy description. I feel like you start at 0 if you join a league late. So at that
honestly,
point,
someone triple
after
captain
game week
Timber as well. I'm not sure if any of you guys seen.
No, that's
all right.
fake, man. I can't lie.
ridiculous. That's
It's not fake. No, it's real.
No,
No, I'm not saying it's fake. We're just like, who the hell decides to do that? You know, that's mad.
No one predicts these things. Yeah, it's absolutely no way.
That must have been an accident. Oh, I accidentally triple capped.
I
Oh,
don't know.
wait a minute, 64 points.
Well,
Some
I
people say
mean-
fuck it.
Yeah, like Chris in game week 1 and fucking triple captain most.
I had my
time.
reason.
Some of these people,
Now I'm 7
some of these
points
people,
behind you, Chris. Look at that. Big-
some of
big
these people
gap.
will have like 3.
Yeah, I'm not-
Some of these people will have like 3 Burnley players in their team when they happen to win.
Yeah, I saw
like
that, bro.
3-0.
Who's putting 3 Burnley players in their team? Like,
They're probably cheap. I don't know. Like,
People say he's hacking, but I don't know.
No,
how
but
he
who's
actually
predicting
does
Burnley
like
to win?
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay.
Scott, did you get it? Did you get in, Scott?
I'm not sure how the chat's going on with the FBR, but I'm not sure they're doing good.
Yeah, we're not gonna have.
Right
enough
now,
to
I'm
watch
doing
for this.
okay. I would say. I'm
I'm cooked. Chris, I
I
captain Palmer.
Yeah, but who's your
yeah.
vice captain?
Kudus. I did okay. Like,
Okay, then Kudus did awful as well. So
I
he got 3 points. It's not good.
had Pedro in the team, so I got 15 for like the goal.
Yeah, if you vice captain Pedro, he would have got the captain points.
No, because I thought Kudus would play well against City because it's Spurs against City, but
I mean, yeah.
didn't do the best.
Scott is not a Tottenham fan. Actually, Scott, out of curiosity, we'll go around the panel.
Scott's a ton.
What rivalry do you guys hate the most? I'll start with Scott.
What club do we hate the most?
Scott disconnected.
I start with Scott.
He disappeared as soon as I asked him.
Part of that conversation.
Oliver, what rivalry do you hate the most? And you're not allowed to say Brighton.
No, I wasn't going to anyway.
Brighton.
He has bad times at Brighton.
I think. Oh
If you're
god.
no G, you know.
It's got to be Arsenal.
Mine's between two, and it's like the other one's kind of weird, but
If I'm picking two, it's Arsenal and Liverpool, but I'd take Arsenal over Liverpool.
yeah, Liverpool's not even my second. Like, I have Man United because like everyone I grew up with like
Late
was a Man
2000s.
United fan, and they was annoying as
2000s.
hell, and they used to call like us cheaters, and every time we'd win something, oh, you cheated for that type of stuff. But yeah, it's either them or Arsenal. Arsenal was like the same boat as well, but I didn't grow up with a lot of Arsenal fans. I live near more Manchester as well, so.
Did you guys see their Eze unveiling like social media video? That was the most cringe thing I've ever seen.
It's better than fucking Gyökeres.
I think
They had Ian Wright reading off a teleprompter, bro.
Really.
Yeah, but it makes sense though because Ian Wright came from Crystal Palace before he joined Arsenal.
It's just cringe. That it's cringe. I can't lie.
Anything you do is cringe. So
It's the things he was saying. It's not the fact that he was there. It's the things he was saying.
God damn, you have Richarlison. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Such not bad.
Scott, right now, yeah, but like I don't know. I would never predicted Richarlison to be as good, excuse me, as he's been in recent time. Scott, what's your most hated rivalry?
Arsenal.
Okay, fair enough. Also, did the FPL thing work?
No, because I don't know what my login is on. Like I use it on my phone.
Well, basically, you just
your
change
fault.
it's always the problem. Isn't it? Always the problem.
I
Do you want
always
me to
do
put it
that.
in the? Well, actually, if you
What's the
go
code?
on YouTube,
We're doing an FPL stream now, eh?
or you could just go on the stream right now and on the description and hit the link with your phone.
Chris, we're worn out on Fabrizio Romano. Allow us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
The
tell
guy
you
is
the code
really
right now.
Vincent Chelsea this summer, but
Chris, before you joined, we were just on a 40-minute segment on Alejandro Garnacho.
yeah, I know. I didn't see the
W-
Garnacho part.
This is for everyone as well listening in chat. The code is WD0 A as an apple 68.
I just tried that; it didn't work.
You might. Are you sure you're not in it? Because
Hold on. No, I'm kidding.
I was trying to do it.
Never
Wait, why am I
mind.
not getting in?
Never mind. I am in it. It's fine.
Oh, you are in it.
I knew it.
Are you at 0 points or are you on the league table?
I'm not on the table, so I'm going to assume I start
I
with
don't think you
0.
made the team. That's why.
Okay.
I have.
Oh.
Okay. So yeah, that's why I'm getting rid of it after the next week because there's no point in joining in when you're 3 weeks behind everyone else unless you're a protege, which I doubt anyone in my chat is. Or
I
anyone
mean, you always
in
get
YouTube.
automatically once you're in it anyway. You're always automatically in that league unless you press leave, I guess.
Yeah, which some people have left, which I was very sad about. I was like, why?
Really?
What was the point of leaving?
Unless they
the
delete
league?
their account, that's weird. Like I don't know. I wouldn't
Oh,
leave the
some of
league.
them have. Yeah, because like I don't see what's his face, Joshua. Joshua's not in the league.
Oh, some people just give up on FPL. Like I gave up on it last year. Now I'm back.
Mm-hmm. New entries.
Like I gave up on it pre-season. I didn't even bother with it.
Pre-season.
Yeah, I decided I wasn't going to do it. Like
I
for the
just
season.
saw Scott's team name.
Oh what?
What?
Do you want me to read it out loud?
It's not bad. What do you mean?
I
Read
just
it.
saw Kai's name too.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God,
yeah.
Some of these names are great.
Yeah, some of the names I've seen. Some of the names.
Reese Krispies is a good one. Cheek Clappers is
Yeah, that's
Kai's
nice.
name. Scott's is Under My Cucurella.
Okay. That's a nice
Some of
name.
these names are great. Mine's is Sugo Can Do It,
So I should be thinking of stuff like this. then.
Sugo's my underdog. My dark.
Mine was a Cry More Carragher.
That's a
blame.
good one.
When I made the team, he was in his peak, like crying about Chelsea era. You know?
And Petrovic is in my team.
Yeah, same.
So yeah.
I had Styles and he's not doing too
I
well.
got Pickford.
I started him. I started him, and he got me a clean sheet.
I didn't. I started Sells like an idiot.
I started Pickford, got a clean sheet at Leonard
Believe
Stadium.
in your keeper, man. But anyways, back to Watkins, who's not been scoring for FPL. I do feel that I think I see what Oliver's saying, because the price nowadays is on potential. Still though, I think they can get a decent fee for Watkins. Like I could see
I think he's worth 60.
The best
I could
the
see
best
anywhere
hope you
from
have
80.
His age.
The best hope you have, and this links into what I was saying about Newcastle and Nkunku, is that Eddie Howe wants Premier League proven players. Their best hope is to sell him to Newcastle if they lose Isak.
Jackson would be a good one because he scored 24 goals, I guess, in the last 2 seasons. And maybe
No, but Watkins is a better goal scorer than Jackson.
Yeah,
Eddie
no,
Howe's
that's true. But Jackson's got 23.
more. I know, but Eddie Howe, I don't think Eddie Howe cares about age.
Maybe.
So.
But at the same time, it's like what I was alluding to, right? Is that they need to sell. I don't know how they can even be touting that they're interested in Nkunku when they have barely sold, and Nkunku's on higher wages than Jackson, and the fee is not going to be that much cheaper than Jackson. I mean, yeah, it's significantly cheaper than Jackson.
It's like 40, you think?
Yeah, like right now, Nkunku's going for 40, where we're touting Jackson for like around 60, 70.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, while we're at it, speaking on Jackson, might as well move on to this next topic, which is Jackson set to leave essentially. It looks like it is officially going to happen. So it's just a matter of who not win. So here we go. Starting out with the first tweet I have here. Breaking news. Nicholas Jackson increasingly likely to leave Chelsea, according to David Ornstein. Chelsea are open to selling Nicholas Jackson for the right price, which is believed to be in the region of £80 million. Wow. Chelsea could be open to loaning out the 24-year-old, but would likely want an obligation to buy at the end of the deal, which could work in Aston Villa's favor, actually, but I don't know. They couldn't figure out the whatever. Ben Jacobs, when Manchester United first inquired about Nicholas Jackson, they quoted 80 million. I sense the number will drop in the last 4 weeks of the window. Newcastle bid 90 million for Sesko. United bid 85. Chelsea are waiting for that. They know both clubs have the money, according to the London's Blue Pod. Plenty Goal reporting that Bayern Munich have made inquiries for Chelsea striker Nicholas Jackson in the past few hours, as of August 7th. Catching up, obviously, we are now saying that Newcastle are considering a move for Nicholas Jackson as well. Nicholas Jackson is now top of the list for Newcastle United, but face competition from Tottenham Hotspur should their Brazilian striker Richarlison leave. There is other Premier League interest as well as from AC Milan and Juve in Italy. Chelsea would look at benchmarking. Chelsea will look at the benchmarking of deals for Sesko and Mbeumo, Gyökeres, and value Jackson at more than £60 million. Another thing to note is that Newcastle are also in for Visa, right? So that's another player to keep in mind. If Visa goes to Newcastle, then they're not signing Jackson. Newcastle has spoken to representatives of Nicholas Jackson several times. He would be keen to move to Newcastle. Nicholas Jackson is understood to prefer to stay at Chelsea despite the arrival of Delap and Pedro dropping him down the pecking order. But Chelsea are believed to be willing to sell him for the right price, according to Ed Aarons as of August 6th. Fast forward to August 7th. Fabrizio Romano is saying the decision is now mutual to part ways with Nicholas Jackson to leave Chelsea. That's the decision of the club and the player. Nicholas Jackson wants to feel important and now wants to go. Chelsea's starting price is £80 million. There's interest from Newcastle, Tottenham, calls from Bayern too, but the Premier League looks like the most likely destination. Chelsea are not desperate to sell him, but recognize that he may want to be the lead striker at another club and are open to sanctioning a sale if the proposal satisfies all parties, according to The Athletic. Continuing here, Kieran Gill reporting that Chelsea are not currently working on replacing Nicholas Jackson, who is likely to leave, with Maresca believing Palmer, Neto, and Esteval can play false nine if necessary. Moving on, senior sources at Stamford Bridge say Nicholas Jackson will be reintegrated into Maresca's squad after deadline if no transfer materializes. Keep an eye on Nicholas Jackson. Premier League clubs are in conversations. Plus, keep an eye on Italy, particularly AC Milan, only if all conditions are deemed acceptable to them. And this was Fabrizio saying this August 17th, about a week ago. Moving on, Chelsea insiders have insisted that Nicholas Jackson tells him he wants to stay, that he would be happy to have him for the upcoming campaign, competing with the place of João Pedro and Liam Delap. Aston Villa now are trying to sign Jackson, pushing to make it happen. Newcastle, Bayern, and more clubs still keen as of August 21st. Aston Villa added Nicholas Jackson to their shortlist and are closely monitoring the situation. Talks have already taken place. Aston Villa preparing a loan plus obligation to buy for Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson's future will be decided this week. That was the 19th. Brother, I don't think it was decided this week. Nottingham Forest, Newcastle, AC Milan, Inter, and Juve have all contacted his agents. A lot of teams have contacted him. Oh my God. Fucking wrong window. Hold on. There we go. Chelsea want a £10 million loan fee if they are to sanction a loan and obligation for Nicholas Jackson. Nottingham Forest have joined Aston Villa and Newcastle and AC Milan, Inter, and Juve in the race for Nicholas Jackson. Chelsea striker is expected to make a decision on his future in the coming days. For Nicholas Jackson, there is crazy race ongoing with many top clubs interested. Several have called in recent hours. We have to consider Villa are pushing. Newcastle are there. Strong interest from Bayern as well. And again, I don't blame them for being a strong race. He is going to go at the end of this window. And he is a good striker, or a good player, I should say. Not so much a striker. Newcastle, Bayern have both called in the last 48 hours for Nicholas Jackson. And the most recent thing I have here from Sasha Tabuleri, in the coming days, the goal of agent Ali Barat is to transfer Nicholas Jackson to Bayern Munich or Newcastle United. Both clubs are ready to meet the player's conditions and in advanced negotiations with Chelsea. It would be so fucking ironic if Nicholas Jackson joins Newcastle and he has to be in the same fucking locker room and shake hands with Sven Botman after he fucking elbowed him.
Hey, just nothing personal, man. Nothing personal. Trying to win the game.
Oh shit, Chris, what are your thoughts on the whole Jackson transfer?
Well, like
do you agree with the price?
What, 60, 70 million?
80 million pounds.
The thing is, what was it, like 6-7 clubs are apparently interested in Jackson?
Oh, and you missed it. By the way, we have one international loan left.
Oh,
just
really?
to put that into consideration.
I mean, I could see him going for like 60, 70, to be honest, because like there's a lot of clubs in for him. Like, and like you said, like he isn't a bad player. He's good at link up, and he still scored 24 goals in the first 2 seasons he did play in the Premier League. It's not the greatest for like striker numbers, but it's not the worst. And he can obviously still improve. He's 23, so yeah, I can see him definitely going this season. And there's a lot of clubs in for it. It'd be very interesting if we went for Bayern Munich. Because I'm thinking, do they even have a striker? Because like, well, no, of course they have Harry Kane. What am I saying? So he'd be like learning under Harry Kane, if anything. So yeah, like he'd be a great backup to Harry Kane when they don't want to like Harry Kane. But yeah, like I don't know how Harry Kane is. He's like 32, 33, so he'd definitely be the future. Maybe, but yeah, like if like Newcastle sell Isak, I guess, to Liverpool or something for 130 million, they'll definitely probably pull the trigger on Jackson if he's still available at that point. And like what, 60, 70 million, it's not too bad. So yeah, I wish Robson the best because I don't really like hate him or like some of the fans can't stand him or whatever, but I don't think he's been that bad. It's just towards the end of the season we just had, he's just doing those stupid red cards. But he's young, he's a bit immature. Like I'm not gonna really hold it against him too far, and I wouldn't even like mind it or care if we did keep him, because say we used to Lap and João Pedro more in the season, he'd be good backup and squad rotation for us anyway. I wouldn't be like mad if we don't sell him in that sense, because I think he has still got a good quality about him, but like some will say like he's dreadful and all that, but like I don't think so. He's that bad anyway. But he probably will go there, I think.
I got distracted. I heard what you said. Scott, what is your opinion on this whole Jackson situation?
like it sucks to an extent because I think he is a guy that can work here. And I spoke briefly about the striker situation earlier in terms of like potentially needing another one, but depending on what the formation is going forward, I mean, like him being here, I don't think is a bad thing, but it seems like the bridges have been burned on one side, both side, I don't know, but they've been burned somehow. So yeah, like at this point, it's just about getting the most money as possible, as much money as possible for him. I think you can get 60 million for him, considering his goal record, considering his age, and things like that. But yeah, so it kind of sucks, but it is what it is. We've got guys that are better than him, especially one guy that's better than him currently. So he was never going to start for us anyway. I just thought he'd be a good option to have as like that third striker, or potentially second striker if you move João Pedro to be like full-time number 10 or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How old is Jackson? 23, right?
Yeah, 23, I think.
So he's the same age as Ekitike, and let's be honest, I know Ekitike had a very good start in that first game, right? He got a goal and assist, and he looked pretty good and like interesting, but that's just one game. Like Ekitike was 83 million, and not some reason, but a lot of people rate him, and Jackson has somewhat still proved that like a decent level. He's done all right for Chelsea. Yeah, it's not like what we need. We need a guy who can score maybe like 16 or something or more. Actually, I don't know, because like the way the manager speaks about our attack, he wants all our attack to score like goals, not just be like one guy to score like 20 goals of anything. So, but yeah, like João Pedro is levels ahead of him right now, and he's quite clinical in front of goal right now. I've not really seen him miss a shot first, and he does all the link-up play too, and Ben and Jackson, I think. But I like Scott said, yeah, I'd like to keep him for like if we can't get a serious price from him. If we can get 60, 70, I would take it. So.
Yeah, I agree. I feel
we
like
can get probably Xavi Simons in with that.
Listen, I agree with that. I also don't mind him staying. Like I said, I think he does provide something to the team. He's not a bad player. People just want to remember, the most recent stint, which has been the two sending offs, and completely paint a much broader picture based on those two moments. Moments don't necessarily define a player. Let's just be honest. Like, yes, if I were to have gotten into football in 2006 and I watched that World Cup, I would probably think Zidane is a shit player based off of the fact that he got sent off in the final because of headbutting Maserati, right? That's just not how things work, right? There are bad moments in players' careers, but that doesn't define their whole career. Their whole career is defined on everything you've done to get to that moment, which with Jackson at Chelsea, he's done a pretty good amount in the small amount of time that he's been here. And that also, and this is the context that no one ever wants to bring up, I feel like I'm one of the few and only ones that even bring it up, is that this is his first season at Chelsea, was his first full professional career. He had half of a season at Villarreal. Valencia? Villarreal. God damn it, I had it right the first time. Villarreal.
Yeah.
And then he comes at Chelsea, second professional stint, but first full professional season, and gets 14 non-penalty goals.
And he had AFCON.
People forget that. And he had AFCON. People forget about that. And people forget about how we were speaking about him early onset in the beginning of the season. He literally was the reason Nkunku got no play time. He was benched because Nkunku couldn't prove that he was clear-cut better than Jackson at the time. And everyone now wants to remember the bad parts of Jackson. And listen, Jackson wasn't perfect. He's not, like I said, he's not an ideal striker. Like he needs to improve on the finishing. But there is a good player there, and people want to ignore that, which is so baffling to me. So at the end of the day, like if he stays, I'm okay with it. Like we have a good player there. He will fight for his spot. He will give us good moments, and he will give us frustrating moments. And if you are willing to just accept that that's the type of player he is, then you start to realize, you know what, Jackson's all right, and I don't mind him being in the squad. He's also been like, from a mentality standpoint, from like just a personality in the locker room. He's a really great personality in the locker room. Like, he doesn't cause any drama. He gets along with everyone. He's really wholesome in terms of like how he goes about spending his money and his time. Like, he goes back to his home country in Senegal. You know, he goes back to his hometown. Like, meanwhile, other players are going to Miami, and I'm not judging them. They can spend their vacation how they want to, but this guy goes home, like Caicedo. So he doesn't forget where he comes from.
Dangerous games when he went home.
Yeah, Caicedo's out here playing fucking pick 'em up games and skiing and jet skiing and fucking riding crocodiles. Like, I don't know what the fuck Caicedo's doing, but he's doing some crazy shit.
He's testing his body, man. Like,
yeah, of course he is. But like, you know, I don't have a problem with Jackson, but a lot of people in the fan base seem to, and it's just bizarre to me.
I will say, obviously, like the red cards and everything, but like he did have a bad patch like of 6 months.
Yeah,
and I could also, I'm not gonna compare the players because like Cole Palmer is clear, but Cole Palmer had like a very like 6 months of like bad patch, like playing bad, like not, he hasn't scored an open goal since what, January? Open play goal. I saw a stat or something. I saw a mad stat of Cole Palmer not scoring an open play goal.
No, he scored.
Are you sure?
Technically, he scored in the final for the Conference League. It deflected.
No, in the league, since the league.
Counted, in the league.
Yeah. Like,
I don't remember if he scored in the league. I'll look it up.
Yeah, like I saw a mad stat, like, and I'm not comparing the players because Cole Palmer is like one of Chelsea's top players, and obviously Jackson isn't like one of Chelsea's top players. But yeah, players can go through bad patches, and definitely Jackson's going through his bad patch like Chelsea this season. Because I remember at the start of the season, he was scoring like a goal every 2 games. I remember so well because me and Anad, like CP, was talking about, you know what, he's not doing too bad. And then all of a sudden he hit that bad patch of like 6 months now and didn't really score goals. So, yeah, he definitely gone through his bad patch. But a lot of like teams definitely rate him. Like, people can say what they want, like, you know, he's not good, but there's a lot of teams who will take him. And Chelsea would still take him, like, if they don't get the fee they want. Like, he's not like that like awful.
He scored a goal
isn't like
against
Højlund, for example, who scores you 4 goals.
Oh yeah, Højlund's horrible. He scored a goal against Everton February 26th.
Is it since February then? Okay.
Yeah. So he hasn't scored. No, I'm sorry, April.
Well, no, wait, no, that could be the penalty though, because he scored more penalties recently. Open play, they said. It was
score a penalty.
He scores penalties like the Liverpool one, the
He had a penalty against Liverpool? I don't remember.
Many in 2025 in the league. There's like 3 goals.
I'm gonna look it up.
I'm pretty sure the Premier League released it, Marshall. I don't think they would lie. Like the stats like it's like, do you not see Almiron's stats today?
Like, no, it was an assist from Enzo, so it was not a penalty.
Right. Since when?
This was April.
In the Premier League?
Yeah, against Everton.
So why would I say like February, January time? I swear,
because people lie.
No, the Premier League showed. I'm pretty sure.
The Premier League lie.
I'm so.
You may have misunderstood it.
No, like they said, open play goal. Is
Maybe
this like
Palmer?
Is this like transfer market? Because they class penalty, winning penalties. By the way, who was it against?
Everton. Was it an assist from Enzo in the 27th minute? I think I kind of vaguely remember it.
The Premier League showed it, like I was seeing it like everywhere. I'm not sure if the chat can like. It was just everywhere. Where I was seeing it, like Palmer scored since this many months of like not scoring an open play goal, but it's like, do you not see Almiron's stat? He's had 29 games, I think, in charge of Man United and 28 points.
I think what, 7 wins or some shit like that.
I don't know how many wins, but like he's had less points in games.
He's not been good. He's been horrible.
Like 29 games and 28 points. Yeah. Like that's JC, crazy. Though.
By the way, to answer this question, when you get included into the casual league now, you start at 0, so you don't get points for the last 2 weeks.
Hey, if you rate yourself, join.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like after this week, I'm taking it off the link because no point. If you missed your chance, then you're not. There's no point. But yeah, like I said, I like Jackson. I don't, if he stays, I think that's good for the team. If not, then so be it. It is what it is. I hope we get a good fee from him. I will say this. We did get a little bit of breaking news. It's not really related to Chelsea, but it might be. So I'll bring it up. Apparently, and this is something that's going to interest Scott. It's interests all of us, to be honest, including our friend. Who was it in chat that fought me about JP? I think JP fought me about this.
Even sorry, ESPN. Since like Cole Palmer hasn't scored an open play goal in the Premier League since January. It's August. They said.
We were talking about Jackson, so I thought you said Jackson.
Oh no, I was talking about Palmer because I was trying to mention like Palmer's not been too great as well. I was trying to compare like ability. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's why I looked up Jackson.
Okay, I was talking about Palmer in that sense.
Yeah. See, I can't do this stuff. Like if I'm talking about red and green,
no, but
and then all of a sudden someone mentions to me dirt, it's like, wait, what? I can't compute. What does that have to do with colors? Like I'm a one-track kind of man, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, Florian Pattenberg reporting here that Piero Incapier has decided to leave Bayern Leverkusen if a suitable offer arrives. The decision has been made. Incapier has a release clause in his contract, as exclusively revealed, worth 60 million euros, not 65 million euros. Leverkusen still want to keep the 23-year-old top center back, according to Sky Sports Deutsch, which is Sky Sports Germany, pretty much. Piero Incapier, you wanted a center back. Piero Incapier can do that, I'm pretty sure, Scott. You want him for the price?
I still want him, but I don't know if he can do the central centre back thing because I know for Bayer Leverkusen he's only ever played left centre back.
Wouldn't that be good for us right now since Cole was out the left centre back area?
Well, when we're in possession, Cole kind of comes into the middle.
I guess.
Which is why people are crying about the center back thing.
I mean, how much is Bastoni worth? Like, isn't he worth like 80 or something?
I don't think Inter are going to sell him.
Actually, I don't know enough. I've seen him, like, he's been popping up here and there. Like, I just don't watch him enough. But, like, I do hear good things about him, like, as a defender. And, yeah, he's 23, so he's quite young. It's not a thing, like, I'd be, like, heavily against because he's definitely been rated by a few, like, people or clubs and all that type of stuff. But, yeah, I don't know enough about him. Is he good from passing from the back? I hear he's good defensively, but that's about it, I think.
Yeah, bring him. He don't want to play that shit Ten Hag ball. Yeah, probably not.
Was Ten Hag their manager?
Yeah, Leverkusen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
They lost today.
Oh.
Again, right? Didn't they lose their first game too?
No, today was their first game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, Incapier wouldn't be a bad shout. 23 years old. He's got a lot of potential. He is good. He's done really well for Leverkusen in his time there. But, yeah, I mean, if we can negotiate the price, I don't think the price is even bad either. Around 50 million pounds, 55 million pounds. It could be something worth doing, and it gives us again, it gives us another option in a center back, but I feel like then another center back has to go, and it could be Fofana, to be honest. Fofana could be out the door after this season. But then Acheampong has loans and stuff for him. Like I could see him going on the loan if Incapier comes in. Like I don't know. It's a weird one because the way I see it, I feel like it's gonna be either you rely on Acheampong or you bring in a player and Acheampong gets kind of sidelined again, like last season. So, time will tell with this one. And yeah, I mean, we have one more story to really bring up, and then we're gonna call it a wrap, people. And like I said, the reason I started earlier than usual today is simply because I have a gig in a few that I have to go to. So I am going to go and take care of business like I usually do, people. And yeah, But big up to every single one of you. If you've been watching, smash up the like button if you haven't done so already. We're almost at 75 likes. We're at 68 and there's 71 of you. So if a few of you haven't already smashed that like, it'd be great. I'd be absolutely grateful if you do right now and get us to that 75 mark. Thank you so much for tuning in and obviously being a part of the Casually FC crew. Okay, last story that I'm going to bring up, Chris. You have the floor is all yours on this one. And that's going to be Tariq George to Roma. So Tariq George has had a few links. Obviously, he's looking for a move out with Gittins coming in and potentially Garnacho and all this stuff. He sees the writing on the wall for him. So we'll see. Pardon my yawning, guys. All right, cool. Let's get into it. Chelsea would like to include a buyback clause and sell-on fee for Tariq George. A straight loan is still a possibility if he were to leave. Update. Garnacho's arrival would further limit Tariq George's game time, and Chelsea will work with him and his representative to find a club where he can play more regularly than this season. Tariq George was involved in Alejandro Garnacho's deal discussion, but it didn't go anywhere, according to Fabrizio Romano as well. Roma, and this is from August 4th, by the way, people, 20 days ago. Roma have spoken to agents of Tariq George. George is giving priority to a move to Germany, according to Fabrizio Romano, because he was linked to RB Leipzig for a little bit. And then the latest on Tariq George is that AS Roma asked for Tariq George deal conditions after initial contact revealed in July. He's one of the options at left winger if Sancho keeps not opening the doors to the move. Chelsea winger on Roma shortlist as Red Bull Leipzig and Premier League clubs are still very keen. Chris, what do you think about Tariq George potentially going on loan?
I thought he went.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fuck. I swear. Let's just say here we go. But in all fairness, yeah, I actually would rather kept him over say we got Garnacho or something. I really rather just keep this kid. But if he wants to get more minutes, or Chelsea just wants to get that pure profit, but keep that buyback clause just in case he actually becomes a really good player. And I have seen great ability from the guy, and even his shooting.
He's got potential.
I remember when he scored that goal against Fulham from outside the box, and I just it took me away a little bit on that one.
Started the remontada,
I mean, he was very important because in that little bit, because we was looking like we could have lost to Fulham, and who knows after what happens to Chelsea, getting top 5, top 4 at that point, because we really need those points. And yeah, he stepped up, and he had a good campaign in the Conference League, I thought, as well. He looked really good there. I don't know how old he is. He looks very young. He's 18, 19, 20 maybe. It's between there anyway. But yeah, I hope Chelsea get a good fee, a decent fee, 30, 40 million, because he has got good potential, and he had a good season in my opinion. Like I said, I'd rather keep him over Garnacho. I think he has more value over Garnacho as a player. Garnacho just seems a bit of a mess, and this one seems like he has good potential. But whatever Chelsea see in this move and get Garnacho in, I have to wait and see. But I just feel like George would be better for us. But a little bit of a shame, because we get some guy I don't rate, or most of us don't really rate highly.
Yeah.
But I feel like he would do well in the Serie A. I think he would show he'd do, because we've had a few players go to the Serie A and other Premier League clubs like McTominay, right? It seems like the Premier League players going to the Serie A do pretty well. Even Pulisic did pretty well, I think, in the Serie A. So I think he would do pretty good for Roma. I can see it happening though. I can definitely see it happening.
I can't disagree. I do feel like a move for him to Serie A would actually boost his confidence and boost his career growth as well. I do feel that.
Great career path.
I do feel like he'll tear it up in Roma if he does go there. Prime, now that I got you here, and I feel like this is going to be a traditional thing now. Prime will join us on the very last segment of every show from here on going forward, whether he intends to or not. Tariq George to Roma, what are your thoughts on that?
To be fair,
it's not confirmed, but it's rumor.
To be fair, Marshall, I was backstage the whole show, but you decided to bring me on the last segment for the bit.
That is not true. Chris can vouch for me.
I mean, I just see 3 people in here sitting for a while.
Thanks, Chris. Don't let Marshall lie to you guys. Anyways,
it's the gimmick Marshall trying to keep up.
I thought Leipzig were looking at Achimpong, or not Achimpong, George.
There's interest there, but there's been interest since August 4th for not Achimpong. I'm sorry, George. Did I say Achimpong? I didn't mean to say Achimpong. I meant to say Tariq George. So there's been interest from Tariq George from Leipzig, and as of August 4th, there's been interest from Roma, but with Sancho not really wanting to lower his wage demands, now they're looking at alternatives like Tariq George for AS Roma. So my question was, what do you think about a potential move for Tariq George to go to AS Roma?
Would that be a permanent deal or a loan?
I don't know, actually. They haven't touted, but Chelsea said that if they do sell him, they want to buy back on him.
George, yeah, I wouldn't mind. I mean, I would have him as part of our squad over, a Garnacho, because I think he's, even though I don't rate George,
same exact thing.
Like, even you guys know how I feel about George. I don't rate his talent, but he is a much better player than Garnacho, and also he works hard as well. He's a good he's a good person to have in the squad. He's someone who would accept being a squad player. But players,
I mean, George wants to go because of all the wingers we got, so he wants to move away.
And I'd rather us have a sell-on clause because he's going to Roma. What's his name is there? Gasperini. He knows how to get the best out of attacking players, and if he goes there and does well over the next 2-3 seasons, he's going to get brought back to the Prem, and he's English tax. So I'd rather have a sell-on clause than a buyback clause, personally.
Fair enough. I see where you're coming from with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything everyone said here. I will say that, it's unfortunate that Tariq wants to go, but it makes sense just because we're buying so many wingers, and on top of it, if we're gonna get Garnacho and stuff, like, it's just, to me, it sounds more like they don't rate George enough over a Garnacho, which all of us here probably do rate him more than Garnacho. So it's just, I don't blame Tariq George for seeking to move out, just simply because it means he can, get more starting minutes, which he needs. And I think Chelsea want him to get more starting minutes, but at the same time, like, we need to improve now. We can't wait and bank everything on George. So yeah,
we wouldn't be like relying on him. He'd be a great squad player. Like,
yeah, but I mean,
I honestly, I don't know.
Said they want to give him more starting
minutes.
Him or
Gittins even so.
Yeah, Chelsea want him to play more than they played last season, and I don't think he will do that with the acquisition of Gittins.
I mean,
to be fair, I'd like him to go to Strasbourg. To be fair,
yeah,
but I don't think he gets in. I don't know actually, because I don't think Strasbourg need a left winger.
No, but I mean, in terms of developing him. But then again, fair, it's like they don't rate his talent level highly, which I agree with. But getting rid of him, and like, I still don't think we're getting Garnacho anyway, the fact that we're even linked with him and they view him over is just weird. Marshall, did you see that with Garnacho? Apparently did I save it myself? Apparently we offered them, I think, Tariq George, and they said no.
Yeah, he was in negotiations. Yeah, we mentioned that.
Yeah, so
we'll see what happens. There's still a week left to the transfer window. We're not going to do a transfer window like deadline stream.
When is the deadline, by the way, on the 30th or something?
I believe it's the 31st.
Yeah.
But we will be back here. There will not be. I will not do that. I have work. But yeah, ladies and gents, Monday the 1st, we will be back to do Premier League predictions. So everyone on the panel that wants to be there, same time as usual, 10 UK time. Be prepared with whatever you're going to predict. Don't do last minute like Chris.
Wait, hang on. I don't do that.
Also, we will have other topics in there as well. So be sure to, I'll send you guys what we're gonna do, like player of the season, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, ladies and gents, thank you for tuning in to another great installment of the Casually Chelsea show. We're pretty much caught up with all the news. It has been a little slow in recent time, but it's gonna ramp up again this week because this is the final week of the transfer window, and we're gonna be seeing a lot of movement. I guarantee you that. So we'll be here again probably Thursday to go over some of that, and Sunday to like really do like a recap of what happened at the end of the window. And yeah, we'll be back also again. So let me look at the schedule. So Wednesday, I believe I'm going to do a another Chelsea Hour show. Thursday is going to be a Casually Chelsea show. We play. When do we play? We play Fulham on the 30th, so that's Saturday. Saturday we'll have a match reaction, and then the 31st will be a Casual Chelsea show to wrap up the transfer window as well. So stay tuned. Plenty of content to watch. If you haven't already liked the video, go ahead and like the video, or the stream, I should say. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here, because we are on our way to 5K subscribers. Help us get to that goal. It's a mountain of a goal, but we're making progress, and little by little, before you know, we're going to be at 4K, and then before you know, at 4.5, and before you know, we're going to be only a few hundred away from hitting 5K. And that's the big goal that I want to hit, guys. I really want to keep growing this channel, and I know you guys have been very loyal and tuning into the streams and enjoying the characters that we have here. I will try to get more people on here as well, change up the panel a little bit. But yeah, by all means, we're still going to have the same content. We're going to try to grow and add more content and add more membership content as well. So big up to every single one of you. And actually, I just realized I never read the super chat. I am so sorry. Big up to Lanray Sadiq for the $4.99 super chat. He asked this some time ago, but big up, guys. Been a while. Tapping into the African talent pool is going to be significant, going to benefit us a great deal, especially North and West Africans. Keep the blue flag flying high. And I agree with that. And that goes into the topic we were mentioning before about growing our pool of South American talent. And it looks like we're gravitating more towards South American heavily built teams than the European ones. But go ahead and check out that earlier in the stream if you missed out on that. But at the end of the show, like we always do, give shout outs at the to our proper casual and higher tier members, and that's going to go out to Nut Yandu, Morning Zombie, Mo Beta, JBs, Gabriel Mejia, Lanry Sadiq, A Soliman, EE, Dark, and Adrian. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you so much for everyone else who is also a member. Big up to every single one of you. We're going to raid out to True City Fan TV, who is Patrick. So I met Patrick some time ago. Bless up to that guy. Great guy. Getting back into the content creation game. He's currently doing a stream with Strasbourg Steve, as well as Kels, who I met yesterday. Good company, good people. So go show them some love. Let them know where you're coming from. Just a little bit of a taste breaker, just to get a little perspective of how they feel about their loss to Tottenham Hotspur. So yeah, big up to every single one of you. We'll see you again very soon. And as always, have a wonderful night. Stay casual and peace.